right, good morning. What's up, everybody? Welcome into Baseball and Coffee, Wednesday, August 19th. It's 10:01 in the morning in the East. I'm already chuckling because I see a lot of the comments here, early comments here in the YouTube chat. We don't have any action yet in the TikTok chat, but I'm just chuckling. You guys are hilarious. I love it. I just love the suggestions right away. Like Spectre's hopping in here with 3 questions. Reset about Tucker, all this Mark Walters stuff, which we still have to learn more about, and Jose De Paula. We have Harrison, Soriano, Fernando. What happened to the Mariners? Roman coming back for the Red Sox. We got to check out the Gary Sanchez pitch metrics. So you guys are the best. All this stuff leads me and makes my job so easy to do the stream. It's like really fun. So I really appreciate it, and I'm really thrilled to be doing this show with you guys again today. So hope everybody's good. It's a beautiful day here in New York. Hope everybody's having a great day on Hump Day, right? Wednesday, Hump Day. Is that still a thing? They still call that? Still call it that? First sip of coffee, that was nice. Yeah, I made a couple in the maroon color just to see if there's any demand for that, and then we'll pump some more out if people are interested in those. Yep, Rodon. Definitely got to watch Rodon. Ashcraft, right? PCA, Shohei. There's so many different people to look at when it comes to baseball last night. I've been watching a lot of, what's it called? Basically, it's the NFL red zone version of baseball. Big Pitch, something like that. I don't know. It's on MLB Network. It's on the package. I've been watching a lot of that lately, and it's been really fun. Could boost the hat sales in the Philadelphia inning. Yes, big inning. Yes, that's been my thing I've been jamming to lately. It's just nice because you get to watch all the games at once. I mean, they don't really lock in on one for very long, but it is fun. And then I usually have my laptop open with the game I'm really watching. So yeah, big inning. I find it very good. It'd be fun to host that show. You know, I never even realized as a player, I didn't even realize that thing was a thing. So I enjoy big inning a lot. Quick pitch, of course, I watched a lot. You know, in the hotels and in the stuff after games. You know, when I was big leaguer, but big inning is new to me. All right, let's see how we're looking here with the numbers before we get started. Got some people in both of the chats. That's excellent. And you don't have to worry about the bad teams. They don't show them. Sean Maxwell. What team is... I need to learn more about Sean Maxwell. I don't know anything about him. So we'll get into all of this. Let's hit the standings. Let's hit the coffee cups. And then we'll get off and running today, midweek. All right, the divisions. American League East, Tampa Bay 5 up on the Yankees. The Yankees have won 2 in a row. They're in Baltimore. The Rays lost a rare game to Toronto in the Trop yesterday. We don't see a lot of that. Savant's new RO above average. Is this first base metric, right? Curious about that. Yeah, obviously the Polymarket sponsorship, that can go kick rocks, but that's a whole nother story. This is the first inning of big inning. Okay, so I had no idea. Zach Maxwell, is that the big boy for the Reds? Freddie P. It does seem like he's fixed his extension problem a little bit. So I don't know. There's so many things to look at. Anyway, we're in the standings. All right, Tampa's 5 up on the Yankees and 7.5 up on the Red Sox. That division, we'll see if anybody can catch Tampa. Central, White Sox, 4 up on Minnesota, 4.5 on Cleveland and Detroit. We'll see if Chicago can keep holding people off. They have lost the first 2 to the to the Cubs in their division in this series that they're playing right now. Houston, 1 up on Texas, 4 up on Seattle. I can't believe Seattle still has a chance considering their 8 under 500, negative 45 run differential, and getting absolutely blasted last night by the Brewers. I mentioned in the Discord yesterday, it just felt like the Brewers were about to end the Mariners season this series, but obviously we'll see. Speaking of the National League, I'm still in the American League. Houston's 1 up on Texas and then Seattle. So I think Houston and Texas, we're still monitoring that. NL East, Braves, 5.5 up on the Phillies, who have all of a sudden won 5 in a row. They've been so hot and cold this year, right? Cold, then hot, then cold. Now they're hot again. See if they can re-chase down the Braves. They are playing Miami. Central, Brewers 4.5 on the Cubs. I think this one might get tight towards the end. I really believe in the Cubs a lot, although Gausman did leave with a weird left hand cramping thing. It looked like when they showed him, his hand looked weird. Coming off the field there, but Brewers still 4.5 clear there, and Dodgers are 8 clear of the Padres. They've won the first 2 in Colorado. Padres won the game yesterday against the Mets. It was really Tatis beat the Mets. Padres have played good baseball. It does not hurt that Fernando has come back to life. So we'll check in on him, of course, when we get into that game. Wild card, this is where I think this is just going to be one of the all-time races, these 2 wild card races as we come down in September, especially this American League one, and it sucks because all these teams are not good. I mean, right now, under 500 team is in, and Texas would be the last spot of the wild card, but Minnesota, Toronto, Cleveland, Detroit, Baltimore, Seattle all have playoff aspirations, and they're all lucking out because of the really bad American League this year. National League, Padres now have created a little separation. They're 2 ahead of the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks have a little bit of trouble, obviously, with the Marte situation. We don't know what's happening there. We're just going to have to wait for the full report. I saw he himself put up an Instagram story. So we'll see what's up with that. Cardinals, 3 back. They've actually been playing good ball, man. 7-3 in their last 10. Should be 8-2 if they didn't blow that game at the very end of the doubleheader 2 nights ago. They're trying to hang in. Marlins trying to hang in. I think the Pirates and Reds are too far gone. We'll see. But there should be at least 3 or 4 teams fighting it out the rest of the way in that wild card. All right, let's go to our coffee cups. Coffee Cup World Tour. All right, coffee cups from last night. Joe Adell had a monster game for the Guardians. 3 for 4, 6 RBIs. I think he had 6 RBIs by the 4th inning yesterday. One of the bombs was super loud. Tatis 2 for 5. He hit 2 home runs, equating to 3 RBIs. Also stole a grand slam. David Hamilton with a rare home run as well, and the Brewers drubbing of the Mariners. There's a ton of Brewers in here. Hamilton, Lara, Yelich all had good games. Bowers, they just beat the crap out of them. What can I say? 4-hit games. Garrett Mitchell, 4 for 6. Another Mariner. Win probability added. Alex Bregman, walk-off single for the Cubbies. Tyler Tolbert, huge hit. Man, the A's got hosed. That's something I learned watching big inning yesterday. They got hosed on a check swing call on Tolbert. Then he ended up getting the hit. They end up winning the game. The A's bullpen has been a dumpster fire, and they're something like 11-39 in this most recent stretch, last 50 games, something like that, 11-39. Really bad. All right, pitchers. George Klassen, who we actually watched on the stream last week, maybe in his debut, pitched a great game for the Halos. 7 innings, 7 Ks, no runs. Cal Quantrill, who's really been quite good lately. 7 innings, no runs for Texas. Shane Baz looked electric versus the Yankees. Did get clipped a little bit, but 10 punchies. Harrison, 5 shutout. Ashcraft, another unbelievably efficient game. Leahy keeps doing it. Who else? Gausman's not been good yet for the Cubbies, unfortunately. WPAs, Klassen, Ashcraft, and Harrison. All right, top prospects. Tibbs, 2-homer game. Luis Lara, that's in the big leagues. Zaire Hope, 4 for 5. So people were saying, he's struggling with the Tigers. It's always just a fluke, basically. 4 for 5. Whole bunch of minor league prospect home runs. Bodine, DePaula, Velasquez, Rojas, Hartshorn, Florentino, Flewelling, Seaver King, Arja Namala, Bryce Rainier, all homered last night. 4-hit game for Zaire Hope and James Tibbs. Pitchers, Jamie Arnold, 6 innings, 9 Ks, no runs. Cam Caminiti, who we watched on yesterday's stream, had a really nice start. 6 innings, 7 Ks, 1 run. Elmer Rodriguez and Nolan Perry, 4 innings, 2 Ks, 2 runs. I know Roman Anthony also played yesterday in the rehab. But anyway, that's what we just did. We got through that real quick, and let's see what we got going on in here. And we'll get started. We will get started. Top of the morning to you, actions. I don't see anyone catching Tampa, and I see the Cubbies holding it down, and Seattle's the most dead. So Cubbies, I mean, are they going to be able to catch the Brewers? It's a big question. I'm not sure. But I don't see anybody catching Tampa either, to be honest. I think the Yankees, if they had their hitting back, maybe. But even though Boston's been really good, Tampa's got a pretty big lead there. So we'll see. Thoughts on Mariners struggles? It's a damn shame. I don't have a good feeling for why the Mariners stink this year, but it's just facts at this point. They just stink. What are they talking about? Package couldn't be delivered. Why? Hold on. Yeah, I'll deal with this after the stream. Thoughts on the D-backs is like they have a really good team, and like I think they had been playing well, but now this Marte situation seems to have thrown some things off. Rodon looked good, but damn, gonna miss Fried. I will say the news about Fried yesterday that they're saying he could potentially miss the minimum time, that stunned me. I was out here talking about, how I thought he was probably done for the year. But maybe this was a full precautionary move, and maybe that they can avoid that. That would be a great hope for the Yankees. But no doubt, back-to-back injury, same injury is always a little sketchy, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Rodon did look good. We'll watch that. AL West is on pace to join the dreaded sub-zero club of divisions with 5 teams that all gave up more runs than they allowed. Is that the case right now? I didn't even look at that. AL West. AL West run differential. Holy cow. The whole league, the best team is minus 32. Holy shit, you're right. That's a bad league. That's bad. At least in the Central, there's 2 teams with positive run differentials. Not that it's helping Detroit. I did watch a Foolish Bailey video yesterday about how he basically said AJ Hinch has fucked it up. I don't know if I agree with that or not, but that's basically was his thesis on his video. All right, what else we got? Will Vladdy ever hit a home run again in the Roger? If he doesn't, I mean, what are we doing? But it's been crazy. A full year since he's done that. Tigers being middle of the pack at 83 is hilarious. AJ Hinch, what you doing? That was basically Foolish Bailey's take on that. Royals walk-off against A's yesterday was great. It was also fucked up. Tyler Tolbert, man. He definitely went on that swing. Let's watch that right now, because this was worth a peek. If I'm sure not a lot of people were watching this because it was the Royals and the A's, but I was watching it on Big Inning, and I'll tell you what, man. This poor guy, Harris. I mean, Tolbert clearly punches out here on one of these check swings. I think it's right here. So they say no, but can I humor you with this visual right here? Oh man, the A's just can't buy it right now, and I know the Royals can't either. But in what world is that not a swing? I mean, maybe in that new minor league world, but here it is in slow motion. They completely get this wrong. They all see it in the dugout, and then they can't freaking believe it. And then guess what happens right after that? Guess what happens next pitch? Base hit. Tie game. Should have been 2 outs. Instead, it's tie game. And 2 batters later, Bobby Witt goes ahead and walks him off. So good job by the Royals. I mean, obviously, they get the win, but sucks for the A's. They should have had 2 outs in this inning, and certainly shouldn't have been walked off in this inning. So I feel a little bad for the A's in that spot. A's are hard to watch. I agree right now. They've been really bad lately. What's your favorite current pitching prospect that's under the radar? I don't have a lot of under the radar guys right now. I mean, I love like Seth Hernandez and some of the big guys. Zazueta looks pretty impressive when you watch him. I'm not as high on like maybe Sloan. We watched him yesterday. I mean, even Cade. Like I think Cade's gonna be great. I don't know if he'll be like an ace or not. I mean, I like Gio Rojas, but he just got drafted. Anyway, what else we got here? Did you ever Want to be a starter again. Remember watching you back with the Cards. Yeah, of course I did, but it wasn't in the cards for me, unfortunately. Kind of curious about the Coffee Cup standings. Yeah, Coffee Cup standings on the year. I just re-updated them. This is the Cup standings for the year. MLB pitchers. Hunter Goodman is our #1 winner. He's won the most Coffee Cups this year. 4 golds, 1 silver, 2 bronzes. Dingler, Stewart. All this really means is just guys had monster days. Who had the most monster days, basically. For pitchers, it makes a lot of sense. Mizorowski has 29. Christopher Sanchez, 29. Dylan Cease, 22. Those are basically 3 of the best pitchers in baseball. In the prospects, Tibbs has 35. That doesn't count today where he won 3, so he'd be at 38. Joshua Baez now in the big leagues. Charlie Condon, J.R. Ritchie, Elmer Rodriguez, Cade Anderson. So a lot of the names that you would have come to expect. All right, I'm going to skip forward here a little bit in the chat. Shohei and PCA will go down as one of the best MVP races of all time. Yes. The cumulative AL West run differential is horrendous. I mean, man, so bad. And Cross, Double G44 is saying he is kind of getting worried about the Cubbies pitching. The Cubbies pitching has been a concern all year. Gosman, they're going to need more out of him. I thought that was a great pickup, but so far, no results there. Clay Holmes, that was a great pickup. In my mind, those 2 guys are guys that can start postseason games for you, and that's the hope. But they don't have a lot of nastiness, even in their pen. So I agree. They do a lot of things well, but the pitching could be better. Not giving up on my Buccos yet. Cruz back, KG back, easier September schedule. They're going to have to rally. They're going to have to play like a first-place team the rest of the way if they want to get in. I think they're in trouble, big trouble, but we'll find out. Calling it early now. PCA gets MVP. Ohtani going to go bananas in a playoff series versus Cubs with 10 Ks and 3 home runs like Brewers last year. Wouldn't surprise me. Bryce Miller's been bad the last 2 months. Surprised he's still getting starts. They don't usually give up on you if your underlying stuff's okay. I haven't really seen that much. What's the worst umpire call that altered an important game you were a part of or comes to mind? Some of them, they all blend together. Trying to remember one that altered a game, but I remember one that cost me my ERA being under 4 the year I was with the Red Sox. There was a called strike 3 pitch that if I could have challenged, I would have challenged it against the Nationals. Saved me 2 earnings. I ended up being slightly over 4 that year. That really, I might have thrown some stuff in the clubhouse after that. Dan Wilson, job security. To me, he seems like a 0. Just kind of a bland mannequin type of manager. A nice guy and everything, but I don't know. Maybe there's an upgrade there, but he's also kind of a company man, and they might like that. All right, what else we got? The shot of the A's dugout was hilarious. Not being an A, horrible on that thing. Yeah. Shout out Danbury, who lost in the championship last week. This is Danbury Westerners. This is the team that I played for after my freshman year of college in the New England Collegiate League. I actually went and spoke at their breakfast this year. Lost in the championship. How was your experience overall in college summer ball? How important was it for you? It was great. First year, I was a little resistant, because I was a chowderhead, probably an idiot. But I did have a good time in Danbury, learned a lot, got a lot of innings in there, played in a pretty good competitive league. Next summer in the Cape was probably the best summer of my life. And college summer ball, I got a lot out of it. I know a lot of people choose to train now instead of play, but I got a lot of benefit out of playing when I was in college summer ball for sure. I don't see Cade being closer. Do you think Mets have a chance to win Rookie of the Year with McClain or Benj? I don't think McClain will win now. I think Benj could maybe overtake Weatherholt, but I think we went over this the other day, but I think Weatherholt still has the lead. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Know about Justin LeBron. I didn't love him that much in the draft, but he's got great tools. No doubt about it. Adam, ignoring the health and rotation of recent stats, who do you think out of Ryan Weathers or Will Warren profiles better as a bullpen role? I think on some level they both profile pretty good in a bullpen role. I don't know. I'm a fan of both of these guys, but I think right now Weathers is hot in the rotations. That's probably going to boot Will Warren there eventually first. I think they both could be good in a bullpen role. It's a tough one. You get them in the right matchups, right? Hey, thoughts on Venable's handling of the White Sox pen? Guys care closing games and then being asked to open games. Other dudes blowing leads late. I think they're trying to be creative with it. They're trying to be analytical with it. I think that they don't have necessarily the structure that you'd like to have for a first place team. And I also haven't watched it that closely. Yeah. I don't know enough about this Dodgers situation with Mark Walter. I know it's getting a little crazy, though. A lot of stuff in the Discord was posted earlier today. Vis-a-vis this situation. I mean, this is a whole post right here. Who holds the Dodgers TV network debt? 5 insurers tied to the owners. Delaware Life, Clear Spring, Security Benefit, Equitrust, Heritage Life, $1.45 billion. I don't really know what's going on, but Mark Walter's been liquidating his stuff like crazy. I saw Bill Simmons yesterday was talking on his pod saying it looks like this guy might go to jail. There's a lot of stuff going on that is not good. I don't really know what's happening, and I do think that it's getting a little scary. Frank McCourt tried to do essentially the same thing, taking a bad deal long-term for short-term cash, and MLB nixed it. The stuff is getting scary for the Dodgers. There was another thing in here about it, too. This is that one. So, look, I guess we'll just wait and see. I mean, there's people way smarter than me trying to figure this out. But in terms of the team that's had the most stability and success recently, this cannot be a good shakeup. Here's what this tweet says from Joe Pompliano. Mark Walter has been looking for cash to fund billions of dollars in loans for months, and he isn't just trying to sell his sports assets. According to John Oran of Puck, Mark Walter engaged Charter Communications to see whether the company wanted to exit its local TV deals for Lakers and Dodgers several years early in exchange for a lump sum payment, but those talks went nowhere. Dodgers currently have one of the best local TVs in sports, 25 years, $8.35 billion for an average of $334 million annually. But Walter was willing to exit the deal early in exchange for upfront cash today. So this is a desperate man. I don't know what's going on. This is some rich guy shit. I don't really get it, but this is a desperate man right now, and that's not just doesn't bode well. I don't know what else to say. It just doesn't bode well. So we'll see. All right, we'll keep going in the chat a little more, and then we'll get into the baseball. Have you ever talked about your feelings about the Astros in 17? All right, well, it's a little bit complicated. For one thing, I think that they were the most brash team. I think that the trash can banging is just like so, it became so obvious. Everybody kind of knew about it. We would go into Houston and everybody would be in total spy versus spy mode, hiding everything. But I also have said publicly, and I believe this, a lot of teams were trying different things. I think some teams were on a similar level. So hard for me to cast complete hatred of those guys. I think they were trying to win, and they didn't maybe, baseball's always had a history of trying to gain any advantage you can, and I think they went a little far, but I think a lot of teams were trying to do the same thing. So, I'm kind of over it. It would suck if I found out they were cheating in 19 because I was directly affected by that, getting kind of rocked by the Astros in the postseason, but I don't know that for a fact. And from everything I've heard, the whole buzzer thing with Altuve was BS. So hard for me to be mad about it, All right. Was Alaska League still big when you were in college ball? Yeah, my college roommate, Dave Pellegrini, played in Alaska, played for the Kenai team, and it was a big deal. It was the second biggest league. Probably a really cool summer experience, playing that midnight sun game and all that, and fishing like crazy and doing outdoorsy shit, but I've never been to Alaska, so I can't speak on it specifically. Ooh, we got a super chat here. Man, Leahy was lights out once again. Also, Winn finally showing a little bit of life at the plate. Turned on a ball yesterday. Leahy continues to put up zeros despite the fact that people don't think he can. Yeah. I've been on the Leahy bandwagon for a while. He's been pretty good. Typical that a Kushner takes advantage of the situation. I got no love for any of those losers. Does this give ammo to the owners in CBA talks? Now that you think, I mean, I always thought that the one of the big issues right now is trying to figure out how to get the Dodgers out of this really favorable local revenue situation that seems to be a big advantage. I think that's mostly what the owners are mad about. So I don't know. I don't know enough about the ins and outs of this, but it's going to be interesting for sure. What do you think of guys like Kyle Tucker, Diaz, and Skubal not taking off for the Dodgers this season? Yeah, I mean, I think it's all basically coincidental. I think Diaz has been mostly hurt, and he's just not sharp right now, and he's getting some bad luck, and it's snowballing. Skubal's had nothing but bad luck since he got to the Dodgers. He's thrown the ball well. Not really sure about Kyle. Kyle, I'm surprised he's not playing better. I think it's gotten into his mental a little bit. I do think a reset makes sense for him to some level. But the Diaz thing yesterday, I mean, I mentioned it for a minute in the Discord. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe he has a legitimate something bugging him, but it sure feels like that's a mental reset, use Phantom IL situation. And they seem like they get away with that for the most part, much more than others. How worried should I be that Hedrick is on pace to pitch over 80 games? More worried for him than for the team. I mean, he can probably withstand it right now, but long term, that will not be good for him. A few years ago, there were similar stories about Padres owner Peter Seiler. They were strapped for cash, selling off assets after the Padres went on their spending spree. That doesn't surprise me. Nothing came of it. I mean, they just did great. They made out like bandits selling that team for, what, $3 billion, 2 point something billion or something. Crazy. Yeah, me too. This was my high school color as well. All right, so let's jump into the games. I do kind of want to look at this outs above average receiving metric at first base in a little. But I think we should get started with the Tatis game. And let's pull him up because he's been hot and he's a big part of the reason why this team's back in it. And they're in the postseason right now, and they look a lot better than they did early in the year because they needed their star to be a star. Machado's also bounced back. He's got 24 home runs as well. But now you look at Tatis' season, and it looks pretty damn impressive overall. 85th percentile outs above average, 92nd percentile ex-WOBA. So doing it on both sides of the ball. Simply put, he's a top 5 talent in the game. He just is. Like, I don't like the steroid stuff either. There's a lot of stuff over the years that's bugged me. But when he's out there, he's incredible. Yes, he had a crazy home run drought early in the year. He basically didn't homer, but he's on a pace right now. I think he has the most home runs in August. He's OPSing 977 in August with, I think that's 7 home runs. He had an 853 in July. He had an 865 in June. So really, it was just the first 2 months, and even then he was hitting for average. He just wasn't hitting for any power. No home runs in March or April, and only 1 home run in May. His first home run came the first day of May. Other than that, actually, it came even later. Right, which column's home runs? This column's home run. His first home run came on May 30th. So up until that point, it was just a major power drought. But he's turned it around. Now he's got 15 of those things, and it's happening at the right time. You know, in soccer, they have this saying about in form. They call people in form, and Tatis is now in form. You know, he's playing his best baseball. So, been really cool to watch, and he took over this game yesterday on many different levels. So, let's go over to it real quick. Mets and Pods. Huge win for the Padres. But again, they would have probably lost this game had he not robbed the home run. Pretty nuts. All right, so his first thing he did was he home run on his first pitch he sees of the game from Zach Thornton. Again, another example of a power guy batting leadoff, and you got a chance to set the tone, and that's what Tatis does here on the first pitch of the game from Zach Thornton. He's just trying to get ahead. Tatis will not allow it. That had to be a $108. $113. See, that's what I'm talking about. In terms of talent level, it's just different. A $113. And also, his downhill swing, the way he's pretty flat to the ball, I think it helps him cover the top of the zone, which is where this pitch is. Incredible swing, incredible just bat drop, smoothness to it. And I've been watching him. His one thing he's been doing is he's been getting that leg up way early. This leg coil, he's been kind of getting there early and hanging. One thing that's amazing, though, is that he doesn't let his torso go forward. Just see how the leg goes forward here, but the torso stays back? It's a very under control load. And then he just lets it fly late. It's very much like a pitcher, like waiting until your front foot to land and then letting it fly late. And obviously the bat flip is pretty good. Also, some hilarious reactions today, and I don't know if we'll see them when we watch the home run robbery, but like the coaching staff of the Padres is hilarious. You got Souza here, you got Punto here. Watch these two dudes. I mean, these are grown men just juiced like they're players, and I love it. Anyway, so there's Nando's first home run. And then here comes the robbed grand slam. It was right here. It was Lindor. Second inning. Poor Frankie completely robbed right here. Here's Nando down the line. Up over the wall. Hat goes exploding off. And there's the ball. Unbelievable play, dude. The theatrics of it, the fact that it was a 4-run swing. Incredible stuff, guys. Incredible stuff. Good swing by Francisco, but just ridiculous robbery by Tatis. And that's why he's a platinum glove player. I mean, he was a great shortstop. Now he's a great outfielder. And the way that he holds it, WWE style, before revealing the ball with the deadpan, I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty damn good, guys. It's pretty good. Let me see if I can get the actual highlights. Hold on. Because I'm sure there's more angles of this. But that was a sick play. How do you do that? How do you do that, bro? Highlights. All right, here it is. One more time, and then I think we'll see some replays. The exploding hat is crazy. My dad was at the game in the upper deck. See, Robbie had no idea. Robbie thought it was gone. And my dad was saying that everybody in the stands was like, does he have it? Does he have it? Does he have it? And the reveal was just like crazy. Even in a road ballpark, people were like kind of giving him an ovation off the field, which you never really see. But full extension. That shit was sick. He would be nasty in New York. And you see the reaction again by these coaches. I mean, look at freaking Nick Punto just going nuts right now with these dudes. Oh, and that's Plawecki with the hands up. Everybody's smiling. There's nothing more electric than that. Nothing more electric than that. See if there's any more views of that. There's not. But he wasn't done yet. He came up again versus Thornton in the third, and he goes Oppo Taco for a 2-run shot to make it 3-0.
A disconsolate expression on his face when he strikes out.
A grand slam saving catch.
Appreciate it.
Chops that one foul on a cutter.
Yeah, I thought maybe they would give us some better shots there, but they didn't. Anyway, so this is going to be a 2-1 count. We've already seen him pull a home run, rob a home run, and now he's going to go Oppo on a fastball away with ease into the Mets bullpen. Benz tries to Spider-Man it, but runs out of room. And he just took over the whole game. What can I say? Not many people can do that. 104-3 to the opposite field, 29 degrees. I think this team's going to probably... I think they can make the playoffs and make some noise with their bullpen. And with some of their new starters they got and everything, I think they are trending in a really good direction. And they've been spinning their tires all year, but now they're not. And what do you know? The stars go and the team goes. Machado and Tatis. Machado also hit a freaking bomb in this game, which we'll watch in a second.
The Fernando Tatis Jr. game.
Here's a swing from the side. Same thing. Leg gets up early Very controlled placement down. And then the hands just come easy. Like, he doesn't have to create it. Honestly, him and PCA are kind of similar talents, with Tatis being even probably more physical. They're the only players I can think of in the that are outfielders. Maybe Rodon, if he could clean up his... Well, he doesn't have as much exit velocity as those two guys. That can be this elite all-around player, like do it all. Maybe a Bellinger. I mean, I guess Judge, but he's not as fast as those guys. Probably not going to be as good a defender, even though he's pretty good. Pretty crazy. And then Machado had a 3-for-4 day. We'll talk about him as well. Let's watch his 3 hits. First is a single here.
18 career leadoff home runs for Tatis. The 6th.
Yeah, Merrill as well. Merrill as well. But, I mean, Machado's been a lot better. He's getting hits now. Stays inside that one. Pulls this one. And then a kaboom off of Dead Neal here. First pitch fastball. Kaboom to left. So they got their stars going. Tatis, Merrill, and I think Machado too. The fact that he's at 24 home runs, it's not his best season, but he's posting, he's doing his thing. Tatis only has 15 right now, but pretty crazy. Cinema Richard says, mark my words, the Cards will make last wild card. I mean, they're in the mix. They're right there. They're trying. We'll see. They're going to have to pass either the Padres or the Diamondbacks for sure. So that's a nice swing from Manny. Merrill went 0-for-4 yesterday, but we'll go catch up on a few of these guys. Here's Machado's season. He is now at 217, which is an all-time worst for him by far batting average. He's a 275 career hitter. 718 OPS. He does have the 24 home runs. I just feel like he's been a bit better lately, especially with the power. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of a lost cause where his OPS was that bad early. But he had a 921 in July, which is a big deal. And then he's been cold so far lately, but he did homer yesterday. He's starting to get some hits again. See if he can finish strong. As for Merrill, Merrill has really turned it around. It's a good comment earlier. 242, only 293 on base this year, 411, 704 OPS, but he's turned it around lately. So again, they have 3 guys that are just sort of getting more in form as the season progresses. 860 in July for Jackson Merrill with 7 home runs, and this month he's at 906. So he's really trending a lot better too in August. So those 3 players are a big reason why the Padres are sitting where they are sitting. And that is currently in the wild card picture, 2 ahead of the Diamondbacks, 3 ahead of the Cardinals, 4 ahead of the Marlins. So we'll see how they finish out, but they're an interesting team to watch. And we know that they're a tough out in the postseason, especially because of their relief pitching. So anyway, all right, what else we got on here? Thoughts on Michael King this year? No, his expected starts are way down, but he's still getting good results. Haven't watched a lot of his starts. I've only watched like 2. Actually did one early in the year. I feel like he was pretty solid, but you're right, he hasn't been as good as he's typically used to being. Rengifo still somehow have been pretty good as well. Tatis was down to the dumps with Vladdy for a while. He sure was. I can't get a feel for Rodon. Like, you can see his potential, but his wrong decisions when he's not on his terrible. He's just too... He swings too much. He has not made the PCA adjustment yet, Rodon, and he also doesn't really have the exit velo of the guys I was just mentioning. But he's a pretty much a complete player other than that. How was it participating in Old Timers Day? So fun, kind of surreal, to be honest. Ottavino, where can I get a good bagel in NYC? A lot of good places. H&H is good. Pop-Up Bagels is good. They're all over. La Bagel Delight if you're in my neighborhood in Brooklyn. Merrill is like Michael Conforto, too much uppercut. I agree. His swing is very uphill. It's Riley Green level of uppercut. But I like him as an athlete. I've seen him make adjustments and cover the top before. I do think he could use a little bit of a swing adjustment over time, but we'll see. How about Luis Torrens' career best season? I've seen he's hit like 5 home runs his last 20 at-bats or maybe more, something crazy like that. Phillies been on a run. They face the Phillies this weekend. I have a feeling the Phillies will get knocked out. I don't know. Phillies have won 5 in a row, so we'll see. How do you think Adell will be on Red Sox? I'd be surprised if he wasn't a good player for the Red Sox, but you never really know. I hear you about Kirk. We'll check in on the Jays too. They've been playing better lately. Do expected stats have any place in Cy Young debate? I say no. I say no. But people will disagree with me on that. Go to New Jersey for a good bagel. They're good there too. No doubt about it. Thoughts on sitting Ewing, chasing too much? That's his main thing is he doesn't chase too much. But I guess he has been lately. So Roman. Sure. What team did Roman play for last night? Was it Portland Sea Dogs? All right, so that was it on the Padres and Tatis. Obviously, he's been great. All right, last night in Double-A, Roman Anthony made his first appearance. First baseball appearance. Roman Anthony in a long time with this mysterious finger injury. So we'll watch every pitch he sees, even if it's not a lot of pitches. This is going to be he's going to walk this first at bat. Now, it's a little annoying to watch minor league ball on this site, but we'll watch it. So takes a fastball, first pitch for a strike. Here is pitch number 2. Breaking ball, takes it in. 1-1 count coming here. Fouled off. So he's down 1-2. Let's watch him grind through this at-bat. That's down low. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys. It really helps with the algorithm. We're doing great. We've really been growing. Just want to keep that going if you don't mind. All right, 2-2. Another take inside. So a guy tried to get him to chase a few times. Roman doesn't really chase, though. So tough guy to get to chase. And then 3-2. Ooh, really close pitch. No challenge. This is another example of that really good batting eye from Roman Anthony. Looks like a changeup down. Great take. Good pitch, better take. So Roman with some really good plate discipline in his first at-bat. Great take there. Second at-bat here in the 3rd inning. He's going to get a single on 2-1. We'll watch every pitch of this one as well. Still facing this pitcher, Luke Russo. First pitch looks like maybe a sinker down take. Next pitch coming here. Appreciate it. That's a strike. So 1-1 looks like hard. Here's the 1-1. It's a breaking ball down. No competitive breaking balls to him in a while. And now he's going to get a hit here on the 2-1. Ooh, a laser through the left side. Looked like the third baseman maybe could have made a play on that, but he hit it too hard maybe. Really nice swing here. This is, I just think Roman's one of the best young hitters I've ever scouted. And I know he was having a weird season early on, but I couldn't be higher on a baseball player than him or like Connor Griffin. They're just different. You can see it right away. I wish we had the side angle on this, but Double-A doesn't have that. But we'll watch it one more time. It's a really good swing. Just going with the pitch. Line drive the other way. You got to imagine that's over 100 exit velo. All right, so a walk and a single. Hold on. Did I miss it? And then a home run coming here. So he had a pretty damn good day. This is just the first pitch he sees, also off of Luke Russo. Here we go. Man on first, 2 outs in the 5th, and this ball just goes over everything. Looks like he hit it clear over that facility in the back. I don't know if that's a batting cage or a clubhouse or what, but he gets a little spinner in the bottom of the zone. And he's just too good for this level, even not having played baseball in what, like 3 months? 108 EV. That ball's absolutely smoked. Who do I think has more pop, Connor or Roman? I think Roman has more pop, but I think Connor could develop into that maybe. I don't know. I'd be curious what their max EVs are. I'm pretty sure Roman has better pop, but Connor's faster, better defender, more all-round player like a Bobby Witt, more physical. But Roman, God, what a freaking swing, man. What can you say about this guy? He's just born to swing it. Here's the side view. It's just perfection. I'm just going to play that. Him and Juan Soto. I mean, I know they're a little different, but I'm just going to play Juan Soto, Nick Kurtz, Roman Anthony swings over and over from my son. And see if it doesn't just seep into his brain, as that's a freaking bomb. So single, walk, single, nuke. And then his last at-bat in the 7th, he's going to walk again. Let's see if there's any battle in here. If this looks like it's a 4-pitch walk. So we don't need to watch all of these. But Mr. Pond wanted no part of Roman Anthony with the 4-pitch walk. So 2 walks, a single, and a nuke. I don't think he gets up again. 2 walks, a single, and a nuke. He looks pretty good. I don't think it'll be very long before they put him back on the Red Sox. This was Roman Anthony's season before he got hurt. 130 plate appearances. He was only hitting .229, but he did have the .354 on base percentage. So he was still on basing 120-something points above his average, which is a big thing with Roman. He only had the 1 home run, but something tells me that wasn't gonna keep up, especially when you look at his average exit velo of 92.3, literally being above average in every metric this year, even in a wonky time, except for whiff and K. You know, and then you look at what he did last year in his first time in the big leagues, and he pretty much dominated in the same fashion. So I have no doubts about Roman Anthony. I'm just excited for him to come back. 22 years old. That should level up the Red Sox ceiling, along with Crochet and Houck, and getting Whitlock back, Slayton back, and a couple other pieces. The Red Sox are going to be a dangerous team. You're not going to want to face them in the postseason, I'll tell you that. So that was Roman Anthony. He looks good. We'll see also what happens with Story. That'll be crazy. What Archer will not be a pitcher? I mean, pitching is so stressful. I don't know. We'll see what he wants to do, but we'll definitely start him off as a hitter. Kid's got a noodle arm, and that's about it. He's not the fastest guy in the world. I mean, he's 50th percentile in sprint speed, but it's not like a detriment to him. But I don't think he's going to be a great defender, but I think he's going to be a great hitter. All time. I think he's going to be an all-time Red Sox hitter. I really do. I think he's going to be up there with the big-time Red Sox hitters. We'll just see how it goes. Now play the video where Roman 13 hopped up. Yes, he can't throw. We know that, but he'll be all right. DHing Duran is going to be pretty funny. I mean, maybe they'll just DH Roman. I don't know how they're going to do it, but it's going to be interesting for sure. That ball was smacked. Get this guy back in the league. Will he move to AAA before coming up to the bigs? So I'm just assuming that the Woo Sox were on the road, and that's why they had him play in Portland. They're probably just trying to keep him close. Maybe he'll go to AAA if they come back home and they don't think he's ready yet, but I don't think he's going to rehab assignment for very long. Really don't think so. Ace Reese should be playing third for the Mariners right now, on fire. Uncle Ted's guy out of the draft. I know he's been on fire. We'll see what happens with them. Juan Soto is so unique. I feel like he's so hard to replicate. It's just like the basic stuff, like staying in your legs, maintaining the flat swing, using your legs as your adjustable point, you know, a la Mickey Mantle. To me, Juan Soto is the real prototype for all-around hitting. So that's the one I'll be showing Archer for sure. It's crazy how a guy can look bad at the major league level but show why they're in the majors when they get put in the lower leagues. It doesn't always work this way, Brock. I mean, sometimes you see a major league starter go down there and get absolutely shelled in the minors, but there are some times where it's pretty silly. I remember one time Todd Helton got driven around the minor league side in spring training, and I think he took 15 plate appearances, and he told me he had like 12 hits. So that's pretty funny. And he was like 40 years old. Roman had like 2 bad throws, and now everyone thinks he's a bad defender. I just think he's never going to be an above-average defender. I don't think he'll be a bad defender, but I don't think he'll be a great defender either. Archer is going to be able to stand in against peak AO hologram in the trajectory in 15 years, no doubt. And I'm gonna carve him up on the little controller back there. Sinker in, change up away, backdoor sweeper. So it'll be pretty cool. 2 home runs, hitting 700 for Ace Reese. I think Rodon might be next. Welcome in, Mr. Cash. If you see someone do very good like that in a rehab, does that mean anything to speed up the process or not? I think it's only one part of the equation. You got to talk to the guy, see how he's trending health-wise. You got to hit some benchmarks. It's not all results-based. Roman has an above league average arm. Yes, he's got an 85th percentile arm strength, but I mean, it looks uncomfortable for sure. I just don't think he's very fast or very graceful in the outfield. But, you know, he's also only 22 years old. There is time for improvement. Kikuchi gave up 8 the other day in low A. Nuts. Thoughts on the NL Rookie of the Year race? We talked about this yesterday. I have Weatherholt ahead. I think that there's 4 players in the mix. We'll go through this one time real quick, and then we'll go look at some more games. Compare players. We'll just put in all of, in my opinion, the guys that are in the race. So Weatherholt, Benj, Sal, and then also let's not forget Rumfield, which Uncle Ted will not let me forget, but Rumfield as well, TJ Rumfield. This is the current NL Rookie of the Year watch. So in terms of like traditional counting stats, Sal Stewart's doing really well. I think he has the most RBIs, most home runs, stuff like that. But Weatherholt and Benj have a little bit more of an all-around case. You see their positive run value in all 3 metrics. Weatherholt's really lost a lot of ground in the batting, but he's made up for it by being literally the most valuable infielder in the league this year. 100th percentile outs above average on the infield. And if you look at his WAR totals, he's pretty far ahead of the others. Not to say that they can't close the gap. I think Benj probably has the biggest opportunity to close the gap to Weatherholt. If Weatherholt continues to struggle on offense, Benj continues to take off, I could see him getting in there. Rumfield has also been very good. He's been a sneaky good defender. He's got a lot of run value. He's actually performed well on the road. I'd be stunned if he won the Rookie of the Year being a Rocky, but you know, this has been a pretty good battle all around. I mean, really all 4 guys. If you're looking for a reason to vote for him, you could probably find one. At the moment, for me, Weatherholt's ahead of the pack, but it's a pretty good group right now and a pretty good race. And let's not forget, there's a month and 11 days left, essentially in this season. So plenty of time for somebody to separate themselves. But anyway, that's the current lay of the land. Rumfield has 3 WAR. This is a solid Rookie of the Year race this year. A lot of people are going to have different opinions on this, but you know, we'll see. Roman's outfield defense is somewhere between Schwarber and PCA. So is mine, G-Wins. So is mine. Great comment there. That cracked me up. Jared Kelenic is the most quad A player I can remember in recent memory. He rakes AAA but looks locks in the majors. There was actually a ton of these types of guys coming up when I was coming up, guys who banged in AAA and couldn't hit a lick in the big leagues. It was kind of crazy. Jordan too, but Jordan's another one I should probably say. He'd be a great guy to watch as well. Good call. Appreciate you, Thomas DeLeo. You're the best. Love you guys. If WAR is your measure, the positional adjustment a shortstop gets is insurmountable. It's not my only measure, but it's a pretty big. First of all, just being an infielder is more valuable than being an outfielder, I think. You know, you get more chances and more opportunities, and that's just a skill. I'm not going to, like, take that away from a guy like Weatherholt. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway. All right, let's go ahead and talk about Rodon in a second after we talk about this question. How are we feeling about the Jays now? Won 6 series in a row, Vlad. So, I mean, the Jays are kind of finding a new little identity here. I'd like to see how they play the rest of this series versus Tampa before I get too excited about them. But yeah, they've been pretty good, man. They've been pretty good. Teams have their own WAR calculations, which is how they really value. But it's going to be an interesting race the rest of the way. All right, let's get into Carlos Rodon. He made his return last night for the Yankees off the IL. He started the season delayed, then got pitched pretty well, then got hurt again. He's got another one of those elbow situations. He had stuff removed in the offseason. We don't really know where he's at or how he's going to hold up, but when he is out there, he's a really good pitcher. He's really developed into a tough as nails type of competitor the last few years with the Yankees after everything he went through. To be able to turn it around, 2024 was the first sign of the bounce back, 16-9 at 396, 195 punches in that year. Then last year he had a great season, 18-9, 33 starts, 195 innings, 200 punches, 1.05 whip. This year it's hard to evaluate because he's been hurt. But he did come back. He did come back in this most recent game versus the Orioles last night. And let's go check it out. First, let's get his player breakdown and see how he looked. 24 sliders, 23 four-seamers, 12 sinkers, 5 changeups, 2 curveballs. Velocity looks right around normal, 94, 93, 94, 95. Got huge whiff on the slider, got some whiff on the four-seam. That's his game with those two guys. The other pitches are there to try to help him get a little bit deeper. Only 5 hard-hit balls. Metrics all look pretty consistent. He was actually getting more depth on his slider yesterday than he had been before in the year. That could be a good thing. Sinker had a little bit more carry and didn't have the proper shape. That could be a bad thing, but we'll wait and go as we see. So anyway, this was Orioles Yankees. He was able to pitch 4 innings in his return to the team yesterday and did a good job. You know, the Yankees play the same freaking game every night where it's like 1-1 into the 7th. And that's why Mr. Hendricks pitched so much. But anyway, here's Rodon. So let's watch him out. I hear you. I've been seeing you on the Luis Gastelum. If we have time, maybe we'll get into him in a little while.
Well, you can just see it. Got a change up.
Jackson Holiday leading off.
I'm skeptical on this, but I don't know for a fact. So we'll find out.
See if they can get 5 or so out of Rodon.
All right, so here he is facing Jackson Holiday. The first thing I noticed watching this game last night is he's definitely looks healthy, you know. And I thought he executed really well, probably from about the 2nd inning on. But the biggest box he had to check was just looking healthy. So one thing I like here is he toggled his four seams and his sinkers early on in the game, used a little bit of both, especially against the lefties. That's a hell of a play by Austin Wells right there. I don't know where was oh, I guess he was playing in a little bit of a shift, McMahon. So Wells had to go catch this ball. This is a nice play by the catcher, though, for the first out of the game. Nice play. Anyway, switches up 4 seams and sinkers, 1 out. Here's Pete Alonso. Swing and a miss at the slider.
Player of the week has been as hot as you can be over the last 9 games. 18 for 30.
It's exhausting to watch and very boring for the first hour or so of the games. It's definitely been it's just crazy how they play the same game every day, I have to admit. It's nuts.
Pete will take a bounce slider here. It's 2-2.
I'm 14. What's the best thing to gain velocity? Probably just eating. Just eating food and getting bigger and stronger and growing into your body. Throwing, but I wouldn't try to make huge leaps. Just incremental gains. Incremental gains are the way. Stay athletic, eat some food, get your rest, create good healthy habits. Incremental gains. That's my answer for a 14-year-old. Anyway, pop up on a slider there from Pete. Third batter here is O'Neill. The guys on the mound have so much more confidence with Lombard behind them now. That kid has made such an impact already. Well, I think they love having the ball hit to him. But, you know, it's not something you think about when you're pitching much. But they certainly love to have the ball hit to him. And I think in general the Yankees defense has been a lot better. Look at the left side right now. McMahon and Lombard, that's nasty. All right, so 3-0 count. I mentioned he was a little shaky, I thought, with his command the first inning. But then he starts getting back in it. 3-2 changeup was certainly a choice here. Actually a pretty good one, but doesn't hit on that. And now Kobe Mayo, who he gives up the home run to. Honestly, I'm going to criticize the pitch choice when we get to it. This guy's dead pull, can't do anything but pull. So why would you throw him anything middle in? I don't know, but did a good job there. Tried to pull a changeup down and away. Actually hits it pretty good, but he can't get that ball to the pull side like he wants to and ends up flying out. So good pitch there from Rodon. Slider looks good in the early going. Changeup looks good. Fastball velocity's there. Good first inning. All right, second inning. Gunnar Henderson. First pitch slider gets the swing, so this is a gift. Henderson swings at a pitch he doesn't want to swing. Great execution there. 1 pitch, 1 out. Here is Encarnacion Strand. I miss O'Neill on the cards. Was broken when he was traded. He was definitely a fan favorite, Cardinal draft pick and all of that. He's always been just a weird player for me. So muscle-bound, so big, so strong, has had some bursts of being a really good player. I felt like he was very pitchable when I faced him. Had the 1 year where he was really good defensively. Sometimes I wonder if he's too jacked, too in shape. But I don't know him personally, so. Anyway, Carlos, I mentioned he wasn't sharp early with the command. There's walk number 2. So a 1-out walk. And here is Taveras. He starts to lock it in right around now. Really good fastball down. Here's a changeup. It is a hit, but I thought it was a decent pitch. Just a good swing by Taveras. So 2 on. And he's going to get bases chucked here.
Once again, good job by you.
Jazz completely flustered by the umpire being in his way. What do you guys think about this play? This was an interesting play last night. It's coming right at the umpire. Jazz is screened. This is probably something you should tell the umpire ahead of time. But no doubt about it, he's having a hard time seeing the ball. Then he sees it and ends up booting it. Really bad error, but I actually kind of on Team Jazz with this one. Get out the way. He's like, get out the way. And I'm on Team Jazz on this one. You do got to get the hell out of the way, man. Are you crazy? Now, if I'm Jazz, I probably would have said something beforehand, like, I can't see. Like, at this moment, the pitch isn't even thrown yet, and his field of vision is not great. So I probably would have said something right away. But I'm Team Jazz on this one. I mean, I'm not Team Jazz all the time, but when you're right, you're right. And at the end of the day, umpire's right in the way, and he probably should have said something ahead of time. But you got to have some feel here if you're an outfielder. So, you know, that's 100% on the ump, guys. You know. I get it, but this was bad. This was bad, don't you think? Finally, someone else who's Team Jazz. I give a lot of leeway, but he's just exhausting. I mean, that's why I don't think he's going to do well in free agency. Personally, I think he's going to be very disappointed in free agency. But he's right in that situation. All right, anyway, Rodon had to dig deep. Here comes 96, swing and miss, and he does dig deep. This was a good sign to see. Do you have it in you to be able to go to another level? And I thought he did the rest of this inning. Bunch of really good fastballs, and then a really good wipeout slider to Narvi here. That's nasty. That was really good pitching. He just, all of a sudden, he got nasty with it. This is what the best pitchers can do. And this is why, you know, like strand rate and stuff like that people say is unsustainable. I think there are some pitchers that are just better at stranding runners than others. They have another level they can go to. And when you have a wipeout slider like that and you execute like that, you're going to get swings and miss. And then he goes 3-pitch punchy, I believe, to Jackson here as well. Slider strike. Slider foul ball. And then this is painted up and away. Great challenge by Wells. Great challenge by Wells. He knew it right away, and you're going to see this is dotted. Umpire just got to move one way or the other. I mean, you just got to, but Jazz should have probably spoken up earlier, to be fair, but you got to have a little feel. You're right in front of the runner. Anyway, great challenge by Wells. So Wells, like, people want to criticize Wells, but he does a great job behind the plate. He made that running catch in the first. He's been incredible with his challenges and his framing this year. Think about it. This is a huge leverage moment. Like, this gets you out of the inning right here. If you don't challenge this here, God knows what could happen. So I thought that was a great job by Wellesley. And Rodon's able to work through the second inning, and now we are on to the third inning. I don't know, Uncle Ted. I don't know, man. You know who you want to be in the Jazz sweepstakes? You want to be the guy. You want to be the team that doesn't bid on him, and then when he's frustrated with all the bids at the end of free agency, he goes to you on like a really expensive one-year deal, and you get him another motivated Jazz for another year headed into free agency. You don't want to be the guy that gives him the big bag, and then you worry about him not caring anymore, which I think would be the main concern. He's a very talented player, actually really like Jazz. I mean, we were teammates for a hot second, and I think he's totally misunderstood in a lot of ways. But at the same time, can you realistically trust him with $100 million to, like, give a crap? I don't know, man. So to me, that would be the big concern. You want to be the team laying in the weeds that gets him and can keep him motivated. High slider, Pete swings under that. So that's my opinion on that. Got to ask for a step in either direction beforehand, but the blue also needs to move earlier soon. Should have told him to move before the play. I think both of them. I think it was, you know, I'm still out on the umpire here. I'm a certified Yankee hater, but that's 100% on the ump. Volpe would be the starting second baseman for the Yankees. Yeah, maybe. Christopher Sanchez's left on base percentage is crazy. I just think some people have a knack for it. Now, it's not maybe not so sustainable forever, but I think some people have a knack for it. You go look at my numbers at runners in scoring position, they're better than any other time. And because I felt like I got nastier, like that pitch right there, disgusting slider. This is going to be the home run. But if you see right away, Carlos's stuff was excellent in this game. That's the #1 box you need to check. The stuff was good. He looks healthy. This ends up being a really dumb pitch right here. Because, again, what does Kobe Mayo want to do? He wants to pull a ball in the air. And what's he going to be able to pull in the air? A pitch down and into him. But he's been hot. He hit an absolute bomb the other day in the Trop, like 470 or something. And there's another Kobe Mayo bomb right there. 103.9. Oh, there's Josh Walker out in the pen. Good dude. So I think this was a mistake in terms of location. If he keeps this ball back door, which I think is what the target is, he's probably fine, but he pulls this right back into the down and in spot, and Mayo demolishes it to left. That's the Kobe Mayo experience. He's basically going to be dead pull home run guy, and that's about it. But if all goes right, he could be a 35 home run guy. I don't see why not. Anyway, bad pitch there by Rodon. He pays the price. The game's tied, and we keep it moving.
Both runs scoring on home run.
Would you say Lombard Jr. is 10 times better than Jeter defensively? No, not 10 times, but is he better? Yeah. Derek Jeter was obviously overrated on defense. Even though one thing I liked about Derek is he made all the routine plays, and to me that's an underrated thing. Got to make all the routine plays. Hard pass on Jazz. I wouldn't pay Jazz. That's my opinion. Jazz has been really good defensively. If he could get a hit more than once a week, he would be an interesting piece this offseason. I still think he's very talented. I just don't think people are going to trust him. To me, that's such a big deal in free agency. Who can you trust with the money? You know, there's certain players, they just mail it in when they get the bag. That was a pretty good sinker. That's another thing that he does a good job of now is the sinker on the lefties. All right, fourth inning. We can trust AO with 100 million, 100%. I'm a gamer, guys. I'm not influenced by my money. I think Jazz has pressed hard in a contract here. Everybody does that. But I still would rather him be motivated. This was a hell of a play by Lombard. This is a great example of why Lombard's so trusted. Because this play is not easy, but he makes it look easy. Doesn't even set his feet, but just kind of tosses it over the top. He's got that internal clock. And that's just a great throwing arm. Easy play for the first baseman. He's been just a joy to watch so far.
Down to short from Encarnacion Strand. Lombard with a great throw.
Any chance the Yankees offer the QO? I think they probably do offer the QO. If they're still happy with Jazz, they offer the QO and they're happy to take him back on the QO number, assuming that he doesn't get any other deals. He'll probably turn it down thinking that he's going to get the big bag and then maybe he'll have to circle back later. I don't know how it's going to go for Jazz. I could be wrong, but I'd be shocked if he gets what he thinks he deserves in free agency, personally.
Garcia Jr. for the first out. And in a 1-1 game, those outs are...
QO will be a fair deal for Jazz, in my opinion. Maybe a slight overpay, but would essentially be a prove-it deal. I want him on a prove-it deal. That's what I want. Jazz is David Stearns' dream. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
15th of October.
Northeastern, what's up?
15th last year, so he's a little bit late starting this year. Popped up by Tavares. Shallow right field. Jones slows his gate, makes the catch.
There's a pop-up right there. Lombard's WAR is 1.2 higher. Since so many guys already think it is the same as Tucker. I mean, he's been amazing. His defense has been amazing, but I don't think
The great Mallard Rubin of the Ringer, who do a wonderful job with that show. Will be
I don't think so.
Pre-game.
So I think he's better in the spotlight, Avery. One of my theories on Jazz is that he needs to be somewhere where he's held accountable and like there's a lot of eyeballs on him. In Miami, he was taking more days off, I thought, mentally than he did with the Yankees, crazy as that sounds. So to me, he needs to stay in a big market. But we'll see what happens. We'll see who's excited about him.
3-2 for Christian Franklin. He reached on that fielder's choice. He slams this ball. Deep center field. Grisham is back.
Deep fly out here by Franklin. Doesn't make it, and that's going to be the end of Rodon's outing. So we'll get into that. There's a question about what do the Yankees need to win the World Series. Well, one, they need Judge back playing well. They need Bellinger back and playing well. I think Stanton back would be a big deal as well. Fried would certainly help. So really, they need their pieces back and to get their offense going. Outside of that, I think they have everything that they probably need. You know, Bednar, Hedrick, some of the guys that are going to the pen, Cruz. I think they have enough maybe to tiptoe through the bullpen stuff. Of course, I wanted them to get one more killer. I watched Adrian Morejon pitch yesterday for the Padres. I mean, he would have looked perfect on the Yankees. But I think defensively, starting pitching-wise, and if Judge and Belly come back the right way, I think they're in a great spot. But those are big ifs, man. Those are big, big ifs. All right, so takeaways on Rodon. He looks healthy. That's the only takeaway. That's what matters. He wasn't perfect in this game, but I thought the slider looked great. The fastballs looked pretty good. The changeup looked pretty good. It's another guy that's pretty nasty to add to the stable of arms they have already in the rotation. It sucks that Fried went out. Because if Fried hadn't gone out, then they would be looking at Schlittler, Cole, Rodon, and Fried plus Weathers. But now it's the same mix, just no Fried. We'll see if they get him back or not. Good sign for the Yankees that Carlos came back and looked good. That's the number one thing to check the boxes on that. So good win for the Yankees. Are they ever going to score more than 2 or 3 runs in a game right now? It's a fair question, and we'll see. On the other side of things, Boz was also really good in this game. He did get clipped a little bit, 6 1/3, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts with the home run. He's been a lot better this year, I think, for the Orioles. He hasn't quite broken out yet. I think for me, when Shane Baz will break out, for me, is when he really goes to the curve even more. I know that's crazy to say, but I think his knuckle curve is just such an outlier pitch. And if I were him, I'd probably be throwing that even more. I like the fact that he's leaned into having 2 fastballs. I continue to think this cutter is one of the worst pitches that a guy throws a lot. But his 4-seam, his curveball, and now that he has another fastball option is pretty good. And I think he can maybe get there in the future, becoming a little bit better. But he's still trying to figure it out. He did throw well yesterday, though, with the 10 Ks. I don't know if I want to watch that or not. Let me get back in the chat. Where's 50-50 Jazz? Just never say something like that before the season. It literally doesn't help you at all. It just doesn't help you. It's always going to hurt you. The baseball gods are always going to hurt you. When did you know it was time to retire? Probably when my only major league offer was from the Pirates. And then they took it away. Probably then. Yankees need their best players back, no doubt. Do I think Bednar is the future closer? I mean, if they line up on a contract, he's as good as anyone. So, love Bednar. Love Bednar. Taj Bradley's way better than Boz. I like Bradley better than Boz as well. Boz is somebody I've been down on, but I do like his curveball, and he pitched pretty good yesterday. Ashcraft's probably next. Kyle Leahy continues to do good. I really do like Grisham, but I think this Savant page is deceiving, or maybe I'm just tripping. Seems like for him, he's been hopping. He has a lot of ABs for backwards K. That's Trent Grisham's game, is strike zone awareness. And that's his game. So when he's gonna strike out, he's gonna strike out looking a lot. This is his game, the chase rate, 98th percentile chase. He doesn't chase. That's his game in a nutshell. He's never really going to be a great batting average guy, but he's going to find a way to get on base, although this year's not as good, 313. He's going to hit some clutch home runs. That's basically Trent Grisham in a nutshell. Me personally, I think he's really gotten poor in center field, and that's been the bigger issue. I'd like to see another guy out there in center field sooner rather than later. But, I mean, Grisham's still a pretty important part of the Yankees. Curious to see what happens with him next year. He'll be untethered from the QO, but will people buy into him? I don't know. It'll be hard to say. All right, still looking. Appreciate you. Appreciate you guys hanging with me. Can Cubs catch the Brewers? I think it's possible. They've been playing good ball. What was your experience playing in Latin America? It was awesome. in the Dominican. I'm actually planning on maybe going down there and doing a side quest video this year from Dominican. Just nothing like it. It's the nation of baseball, man. Like, just kids in the street playing ball. The cigar culture is awesome. The winter ball culture is amazing. Just baseball in general, the food, the people, everybody's so happy. Even the areas where they have nothing. I mean, it's just an amazing experience. I think it's something that more American players should do. Find their way into a Latin America, winter ball league, Mexico, Venezuela, DR, something like that, Puerto Rico. It can only help you. It can only help you and help you understand your teammates a lot more and just become a more well-rounded human. But really good baseball too, man. Really good baseball. Do the Rays have the East locked up? I don't know, but they're going to be hard to catch, I would think. All right, let's go to Braxton Ashcraft. So now he's thrown 2 consecutive ridiculously efficient games. He threw an 85-pitch CG versus the Marlins in a start that we watched only 5 days ago. And then he comes yesterday versus Detroit, who is in trouble despite their run differential. 8 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, no walks, 4 strikeouts. So back-to-back, incredibly efficient games. He had never pitched 8 innings ever, and then he does it back-to-back starts. So I don't know. Is there a strategy change here? We'll watch it and we'll find out. 25 fastballs, 24 sinkers. I think the sinker he's been using more now than he had earlier, maybe. 21 curveballs. He's got great breaking shit. 9 sliders, 1 split. Velo was up in this game. He averaged 98 with his heater in this game. Only 16% whiff, which makes sense for the efficiency. 86% first pitch strikes. Do that, kids. Do that, and you will be a lot better than if you don't. So here it is. Ashcraft versus the Tigers. Let's see here. Pirates and Detroit Tigers. Montero, they got to him a little bit. Let's watch a very efficient 8 innings from Braxton Ashcraft. Second start game of extreme level efficiency. You work on Spanish to be ready for that manager job? Yeah, 100%. You got to get your Spanish dialed in. I was disappointed with my Spanish when I was in winter ball last year. My conversational Spanish was lacking big time, and it was embarrassing for me. But I understand a lot of it, and just being a Brooklyn guy and growing up around straight Dominicans, Puerto Ricans on all my travel teams and stuff, I've always connected better with the Latins than the other American guys, and I feel like that's a big advantage for me. Anyway, quick 4 pitches, 2 outs here. That was a pretty good swing by McGonigal, but he flies it right out to O'Neal Cruz. O'Neal Cruz being back is a big deal, too. I mean, if they're going to have any shot to get back in it, there was a comment earlier about Pirates, still having faith. I mean, Connor Griffin, O'Neal Cruz, that's a big deal. Big deal. There's a third one, too, a third really good player, too, that I'm forgetting. But, O'Hearn. Get those guys back, you have a shot. So 0-2, that's a 95 mile-an-hour splitter. This is the only splitter of the day for Ashcraft. Interesting choice. Right in the ground to Colt Keith, but 95 splitter, nasty. Yo quiero Taco Bell, that's right. Definitely feel like it's time to stop caring about Detroit altogether. It's just tough because they're still not out of it, but I don't see them yet. Time for AO language travel side quest. Spanish only vlog in the Dominican. Now that would be tough to do, but I would love the challenge of it. And shit, I'm looking forward. I'm definitely gonna get down there. Bring a friend. We'll do some fun stuff. We'll eat some Dominican food, play some golf, watch some winter league ball. All sorts of fun stuff. That was a front door sinker that jammed Colt Keith here. I like that Ashcraft is attempting more front door sinkers as well, but really obviously clean first inning here is the second inning. Oh yeah, Lowe's out too. We might get to Klassen today. I know he pitched really well last year. This is my dugout app, private app. Thanks to MLB. There's a really good sinker in. Right here. The sinker in on the right is really a quick way to get some contact. So nice job there. I mean, this guy's pumping 99. 99 at the top of the zone versus McKinstry. Here's 98. Would you rather go watch baseball in South America or Japan? I mean, I think both. I haven't done Japan yet. That's another one. I would love to go there and do some side questing in Japan as well. We'll see. Maybe I can get MLB to pay for me to go. Curveball. Freezer. right down the middle. I don't know how you don't swing at this. This is a strike the whole way, but this is a banger. Ashcraft's got a hell of a banger. Nice pitch. Yeah, we watched this. I watched Foolish's video on this. He's definitely saying AJ's the reason. Man, got a good feel for the curveball. Goes curveball 3 pitches in a row. And now here's the sinker in on the hands of Torkelson. Easy contact. This is the beauty of having the 2 fastballs for the different scenarios. Get a lot of quick outs. You got a chance to do what Ashcraft's done the last 2 days, which is work insanely deep into the game, his last 2 games. Callahan jammed there. Ground ball to short. One out there in the 3rd.
July the 31st.
Going into yesterday, Detroit was tied with the Dodgers for most games where they're leading after the 6th. So, I mean, yeah, it makes sense to criticize some of the bullpen management. They're only like 7th. They're like 8th best or 9th best in bullpen ERA. So it hasn't been a dumpster fire out there. It's been more so that they've blown it at key moments. So there's been some decisions that have backfired. Here's a 2-0 challenge sinker to Max Clark, who I haven't watched much at all. And he mishits that and flies it out for the 2nd out of the 3rd. Thank you. Have you played golf in Punta Cana? No, I haven't. Not for a long time, but I'm looking forward to doing some Dominican golf. Maybe go play a Casa de Campo, Teeth of the Dog, or Die 4, something like that. 0-2 curveball to Javi. Kind of a hanger, but grounds it right to 3rd. So another really fast contact inning. He's shaking his head because he wants his punchies. But I think at the end of the day, he's going to be happy with this outing, even without the punchies. Fastball at the top, curveball off that line to Glaber. Here comes a slider. They always do just enough to blow the game. It's like a really mean thing, but true thing that my manager said to me in High A. Otto, you pitch just good enough to lose. And I was like, shit, man. The truth hurts. So a little hanger here to Glaber. He gets totally bailed out by the fact that that's the deepest part of the park. Mangum catches it right in front of the 4-10 sign. Probably the first really bad pitch he's thrown, but he gets away with it.
395 foot out.
4-seam up strike, and 4-seam again. This is going to be a hit from McGonigal because you just don't keep McGonigal down for long. He even finds perfect locations for his bloopers. Little base hit for him. So got lucky on the 1, then got unlucky on the 2nd one. All right, sinker in to Colt Keith. Bad pitch leaks over the middle. Ground ball into center, away from the shift. Now there's 2 on and 1 out, so he's got to pitch here a little bit. Here is Valencia. Sinker down, chopped foul. Slider off of that. 93-mile-an-hour slider. Perfect pitch. Gets him off the end. This should be 2. There's 1, and there's 2. This was a great sequence by Ashcraft. Gets 2 on and 1 out. Doesn't try to go immediately for the strikeout. Goes for the double play. First attempt is the sinker in for the chopper. Rolls that foul, then pairs that tunnel with the slider. Gets them to swing at a bad pitch and roll into the double play. This was great pitching. Awesome pitching by Ashcraft here. Pretty easy turn, double play. On to the 5th.
0-0, top of the 5th. The first pitch to Zach McKinstry. The Tigers in the 4th. Only 2 bases.
Imagine if Alaska had a minor league affiliate team, you wouldn't need a stadium lighting since the sun sets typically around midnight. That's true, you wouldn't.
That'll be out of play. Thanks again to Roberto Clemente Jr.
Yeah, we can do Leahy next.
Friday night, September 11th. By the way, for information and tickets for events, you can go to the 15th. Will be Roberto Clemente Day here and around Major League Baseball.
All right, 2-2.
15th.
And front door sinker attempt again. He hasn't really been hitting with that pitch, but it's been effective anyway, even on the misses. So a little rollover there.
17 career average, the 15
And here is Torque. Blows it by him.
Roberto, but
That's off the plate away.
no.
Here comes a sinker. Swings over the top of that. Man, right on right changeup would be a good pitch here. He's going to go curveball instead. Oh, beautiful pitch right below the zone. Torque has looked really bad against Ashcraft so far. This is a nasty curveball. He's got a little bit of that Snell thing going too, where he doesn't really have too much hump on his curveball, but it's so tight and nasty. Gets a lot of chase below the zone. Nasty pitch there. So that's 2 outs. And another first pitch curveball here to Callahan. Now 4-seam. This is going to be the run. Mistake down. So he got clipped here. It was bound to happen at some point because he's been pounding the zone so much, but great swing there by Callahan. Just a fastball at the bottom of the zone. You can see the target's up. Misses down, and that's the 1 run. So again, solo shots don't really beat you. We'll keep on rolling. Here's Max Clark. Another curveball for a strike. Another fastball. Let's see if he gets this one up. Yeah, a little more in. And that's the end of the 5th. All right, 6th inning, Javi Baez. Never had Ashcraft as the Pirates' ace over Skeens. Me neither, but that's kind of where we are right now. He has been having a hell of a breakout season. He's got great stuff, man. Heater up and away to Javi. And now a sinker. I'm surprised they didn't try to make him expand. They're trying to make him take here, which is super rare. Instead, he shatters his bat with a happy accident rider up and in. So he's trying to go backdoor sinker. Hands super late. Man, almost gets nailed with the bat. Man, just takes it completely in half. So there's an out there. Here is Gleyber, first pitch sinker. Gleyber had a really nice swing the last time, but got nothing for it. Now he gets lucky as he lines it through Horowitz. So man on first, 1 out. Here is McGonigal again. Curveball for a ball. He's been doing a lot of really good curveballs early. Is that 2 different sliders? I think he has an ability to kind of change speeds on his slider. Obviously, when he wants to put a little more on it, he can. Just got an incredibly fast arm. Incredibly fast arm. Ashcraft steals a lot of strikes with that top shelf curveball. He does. He's got really good breaking stuff, man. That high release, it's really good for his breaking ball. He's got above average spin rates on his breaking stuff. Obviously, above average velocity on both kinds. He's gotten really good. Now that he's toggling between his fastball and sinker more too, his contact quality has really cleaned up. All right, here is Colt Keith, another backdoor curveball. He's gotten really good at throwing that backdoor curveball early to lefties. That's been his main thing. Fastball up, misses location there, but gets a foul ball. Curveball down, pulled foul.
Maybe the location wasn't great.
Overthrows that one at 99, and then it's another curveball to Colt Keith. That's going to end the 6th. This was hit pretty well, but right at Valdez. So we go to the 7th, still with a 2-run lead. And here is Valencia. Hit him into a double play the last time. Forcing up away strike. Here comes a curve. Gets nasty on that. Throw it again or throw high heater. High heater. So he just completely dominates him there. Goes up, down, up. Fast, slow, fast. Really good sequence there. All right, 1 pitch out to McKinstry. Sinker away. Very poor swing. Rolls it over to second. 1 pitch, 2 outs. Torkelson, who he's owned in this game. Let's see what he does to him this at-bat. 4-seam up, generous strike. Sinker back door. Ends up being in. Torkelson thought that was inside. That would have been all over the plate. Crazy lack of strike zone awareness there. All right, 0-2. Curveball in ball. 4-seam coming next. Top of the zone. Good take. Curveball off of that, maybe. He's going to go slider off of that.
There it is.
Swing and miss. We didn't get to see it, so we'll go center field view. Yeah, Torkelson got absolutely dominated by Ashcraft in this game. All right, on to the 8th. Kid is absolutely rolling 2 games in a row. He's going to give up a hit here to start off the 8th to Callahan. So Callahan with 2 hits in this game. This is an infield hit. Ends up being an error, honestly. But let's see how he pitches through that. First pitch sinker to Max Clark. Line drive to left, right at his fielder. That's very kind of fortunate. So 1 on, 1 out. And here is Javi. 4-seam dotted up and away. Still pumping 97, by the way, here in the 8th. Backdoor sinker. Perfect pitch. Wow. Double dots and then slider. This would be perfect if he gets it off the plate away. Kind of leaves it in a bad spot. Javi rolls it anyway, but they'll get 1 out. So man on second, 2 outs in the 8th. And his final batter is Gleyber for the 4th time. 98-mile-an-hour sinker hit right at the second baseman. and another 1-pitch out. So Ashcraft's been incredible, man. I mean, what a breakout season. He could have easily went out there for the 9th. Montgomery ends up going out there for the 9th, and he's been super nasty as of late as well. But yeah, they have to play like a first-place team the rest of the year to make it into the postseason with how far they are back. Not to say they can't do it, but they're going to need more performances like this. This kid's been awesome this year. Just all around great. 5.5% walks, 26.4% Ks. He's kind of cleaned up his batted balls. He's also continued to add whiff to his game. His chase rate is great, 96th percentile chase. He's just become a really good pitcher. Really, really good pitcher. I thought he got screwed with the All-Stars this year. They put Paul in there instead of him. I thought he got screwed. He's been amazing. And this is the best moment of his season right now. What's he at innings-wise? 149. Obviously, he'll get close to like 175 here. Maybe even more. Heck of a year for Ashcraft. And 26 years old. I always find 26 seems to be a kind of a key year for a lot of times for breakouts for pitchers. But he's been awesome. Baseball Savant's pitch plots are nice. Each one is right where you would want it to be. He does have a nice mix, very distinct. I really like his breaking stuff. He's got above average velocity on that. I love the fact that he's looped in more sinkers. And figured out how to be more effective with that this season. But leaned into the breaking ball attack big time. I just feel like he's gotten into a rhythm and he's been able to stay there. Been really, really good. Do you think that he may struggle next year as teams will figure him out? I mean, it's always a give and a take. You're always adjusting. But I think this guy's built for some sustainable success. He's been really good. He's been really good. I think they got a winner. They got a real guy on this team. They really do. Well, we can't review that. I don't have the app for that. Ashcraft uses his legs well. Definitely has a ton of extension. He's only at 41st percentile in extension, but ball jumps out of his hand. He gets really good leverage on those breaking balls. Really, really good. I just thought it was crazy. He was pitching better than Skeens at the moment, so he should have probably got in my opinion. 26-year-old is when you have to get nasty because you lose your parents' insurance. That's funny. If a pitcher makes an error and the run scores, does it count as an earned run? No, which is stupid because the pitcher made the error. I don't like this rule, even though I was a pitcher and it saved me earned runs at times, but I don't like this rule. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But yeah, as a pitcher, you can just make a whole bunch of errors and keep all your runs unearned. No doubt about that. All right. Skeen's going to be interesting today. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes with him. I never really used Pitch Profiler. Not a whole lot. All right. Kyle Leahy and the Cardinals will be next. Well, don't worry. We'll get to Shohei, PCA, all that. Hitters. We'll get to all the hitters. Here's Kyle Leahy. Now, Baseball Savant says there's no way this should be happening. 28th percentile whiff, 14th percentile chase. He's getting hit hard. 2nd percentile hard hit, 12th percentile barrel. Like, basically, there's a lot of stats here that say he's been getting incredibly unlucky. But I've been noticing, watching him, and I'm not saying it's sustainable forever, but his execution's been really good. He seems to make big pitches with guys on base. He's really good pitching through traffic. And what can you say? He's been really consistent overall. 10-4, 3.24, 24 starts. He's at 122 and a third. Cardinals have a lot of people that Baseball Savant doesn't think it's very sustainable for because they don't have a lot of whiff. They're one of the least whiffiest staffs, but they've been staying healthy all year. They've game planned really well. And this guy's been on a nice run for a while now. Look at him going back. So on June 17th, he had a 4.63 ERA. Since then, 6 1/3 and 0, 5 1, 5 0, 3 0, 6 1, 6 2, 6 1, 5 2, 5 1, and 5 0. How do you like that shit? That's pretty damn good. So let's watch his outing from last night. Kyle Leahy versus the Reds. And we'll check in on Masyn Winn as well on the back end of this. 20 fastballs, 17 curves, 15 sliders, 14 sinkers, 13 changeups, 11 sweepers. What do you do when you don't have one dominant thing to lean on? You mix it up, man. You mix it the hell up. That's what he does. He also got incredible whiff rate yesterday for him, especially on four-seam, curveball, and slider. So he definitely had something cooking versus the Reds yesterday, although I think the Reds are just in a bad spot. They don't really have a lot of tough at-bats right now. Did give up 8 hard hit balls, still shoved. So let's watch it. It's a 5-inning outing, but he gives up no runs. The Cardinals continue to be pretty damn competitive, I have to say. They're going to fight it to the death, and we'll see if they can sneak in that last spot this year or not. Here is Kyle Leahy, 90 pitches versus the Reds yesterday. All right, Ellie De La Cruz is first up. I hear about Klassen. Don't worry. He got away with so many 3-ball counts. He just seems to have that, you know, and it's not always sustainable, but he seems to have that knack a little bit to make a big pitch in the big moment. And I think he's done such a good job from talking with people with the Cardinals about his mentality this year. He's really become just a very steady guy mentally and a big-time pro. All right, hard hit curveball there. Masyn Winn makes that look easy. One thing the Cardinals have going for them is that middle infield is incredible defensively. And now we got Sal Stewart. Slider ball.
91 knocked in this year for the rookie.
Slider ball. He also has a very, very fast slider, a la Ashcraft. Upper 80s into the low 90s. Here's a sweeper. Gets a check swing, no go, and now backdoor sinker attempt. So to me, this tells me he's starting to learn how to pitch too. Like he's reading things very well. Here's 3-1. Sal's going to get a hit here though. Perfect angle there, and one of the best defenders in the world does not make that play. Base hit for Sal Stewart. That's going to bring up Leahy. Reds lineup is just so top heavy. I mean, some of the guys in the bottom of the order can pop you, but they mostly have empty at-bats. Crazy. How old is Kyle? I want to say 27 or 28. I'll check on that for you after this batter. Change up down. Change up away. He's 29, huh? That's a late bloomer for sure. High slider swings over the top. Yeah, Kyle Leahy, 29, Colorado Mesa University. So definitely a bit of a late bloomer, but you know, they're paying him the league minimum, and he's putting together a really nice results-based season for the Cardinals. Nice swing through there. Not a good pitch, but a happy accident. And the velocity on the slider helps, being 92, 91, 92. All right, here's Gino. Thanks, Blake. Gino Suarez. 3-0. Can he come back from 3-0? Leahy is the next Miles Michaelis. He will soak up innings for the next few years. Yeah, he's in a good spot. Yeah, we could do Soriano. I'd love to watch him at the Trop, so we'll get to him. I want to watch a couple hitters after this, but then we'll get to Soriano. Another high slider strikeout. I think he's only getting away with this because of the relatively good speed on his slider, but he's gotten 2 high slider strikeouts. All right, second inning, and Stevenson. I think he's better than Miles, too. Although, don't forget, Miles was an all-star one year with the Cardinals. When he still had his velo, he was pretty good. When he was like 93, 96, Miles was really good. So, right on right changeup. That's a good pitch. No swing, though. And then here's a fastball foul tipped. Gets it by him. I think the amount that he's mixing everything makes all of his pitches sort of better because it's really hard to think along with him as a hitter. And he throws hard enough to get it by you at that 96. Generous call there. Dane Myers had a good series for the Reds.
Obviously with the bat in his hand, but also at outfield wall. He's made some spectacular plays out there.
I feel like what's saving the Cardinals this year is how healthy the pitcher's been. They probably have had the most healthy rotation in the league. I think that they've only had like 6, 7 guys make starts the whole year. They've been incredibly healthy in the rotation. I agree. Good call.
That run scores.
What do you think Kyle Leahy's best tools are? I'd say his best tool is that he has an ability to throw this many pitches and command them. Like that's just a skill, overall command of all of his pitches. I don't think he has one pitch though that I would say is particularly amazing, but I think it's the sum of the parts. Like he does a little bit of everything well. Doesn't have a great Doesn't have a horrible walk rate. Has enough mix and enough feel to navigate innings. Is not rattled with guys on base. Gets tougher with guys on base. So really, I'm praising his well-roundedness and his mentality much more than any one component as he jams a hitter there. Here's McLean. McLean's been a big reason why this team hasn't improved. You know, he was supposed to be a star.
Marte had an 8-pitch at bat. And while the Reds lost that game, it forced Matthews out after them today. And commensurately,
3 more games in this series.
All right, here's a heater, and he just really hasn't been since he had that whole year where he got hurt, you know. So it's just been different.
pitch from Kyle Leahy.
Here's a slider, fouled back. Man, Michael King's pitching today against the Mets. I should go to that game. I can't though. I should take Archie. Although wait, Archie's at camp. They have a day game today, the Mets. So I mean, definitely some hard contact. You know, but not at optimal launch angles, if that makes sense. Nice play there for Masyn Winn. It's also like, when you have this type of defense, you can definitely pitch to it. Red Sox, Cubs, Cardinals, huge advantage to having contact pitchers when you have a defense like those teams have. Cardinals, of course, they'd rather have more nasty guys that swing and miss, and I know they're developing that in the minors. Like, consider, Brandon Clark. But in the meantime, they have a hell of a defense, especially in the infield. Here's a line out to left. Nice play by Baez. This is our first time really seeing him play any defense. Nice play there. The velo on the slider would give him great tunneling capabilities as it develops more command. I agree, and he can also use it like a cutter and a slider at the same time when you have that type of velo on it. So when a guy has a season like this, where the expected numbers aren't good, do teams have the ability to leverage not paying them nearly as close to their counting stats? No, not really. Counting stats are the king in ARB, pretty much at the end of the day. You can argue anything you want, but there's also no way of understanding how people are making the decisions, and it's all comp-based, usually on results. That being said, a lot of times this is where a team will cut bait and people will be like, oh wait, the guy was good, and they're going to say we don't trust him in the future. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle Leahy moving forward, but I think he's a nice piece. Certainly not an ace, but I think he's a nice piece, innings eater piece. A guy who can outperform his underlying stuff, I think, pretty consistently, but we'll see. Second fewest IL days on MLB of all the teams for the Cardinals. It's amazing. Yeah. Jays have had like 25 starters on the flip side. Yeah. I think his time in the bullpen was really important for him. I actually talked with Oli Marmol a little bit about this, and Daniel Descalzo. When you go to the bullpen, it definitely teaches you how to attack and how to think less and how to probably just be present a little bit more. Sometimes when you're a starter, you get so wrapped up in your week and your day and your routine. And there's no doubt that Leahy is not jammed up anymore, and he's taken that attack mode into starting. He throws that slider pretty hard for a guy who doesn't have crazy velo. See, and like even here, like just breaking out a 3-2 changeup in this spot to Elly De La Cruz. You know, he's very unpredictable. Unpredictability is a huge thing as a pitcher as well, especially when you don't have great shit. How much of a difference does it make when a pitcher mixes up 4 or 5 pitches really well? It's an alternate way of being good. You either have outlier shit that nobody can hit, or you don't give them anything that they can look for. You know? Dylan Cease gets paid via expected. See, I think expected is what gets you paid for the future and what projects well going forward. But it doesn't matter to me for awards.
Sent to third, Blaze Jordan. On a bounce. Burleson stays on.
Can you say what's up to my boy Pix? I don't know who Pix is, but what's up? Greetings from Puerto Rico. What did you like about the time La Russa managed you in St. Louis? I mean, he's just a legend. I thought he gave some great speeches in spring training. He talked about... He was very big on developing that us against the world mentality, which I think is a nice thing to lean into. Nice play by Burleson there. Nice thing to lead into as a manager. He did that very well. He was one of the most intense competitors of all time as a manager, and I really appreciated that as well. I also love the fact that when I got called to the big leagues, he told me just to be myself. I thought that was great and took a lot of pressure off me, even though I stunk anyway. I thought that was great and something that I will tell players too when I'm managing someday. Just be yourself. You know, you're here for a reason, that type of stuff. But I don't know, just a legend, really smart, obviously, been ahead of the game for a long time, and then he kind of fell behind the game. But I enjoyed having him around. He was very intimidating, but I definitely picked up a lot. Nice fastball there, dotted. Did you play with Brad Thompson? Hell yeah, I played with Brad Thompson. You can catch him on the Cardinals broadcasts all the time. Just a great dude, good sinker. Knows the game, really fun guy to play with. Was a hilarious teammate, actually. Brad Thompson had a great sense of humor. Fly ball to center here, one pitch out there. Here is Stevenson. Man, Burley this year has been super impressive hitting and defensively he's playing top tier. Burleson's one of my favorite players in the league. Does more with less physical ability than most guys. Great hitter. Made himself into a pretty good first baseman. Just a great player, man. Just a very interesting, kind of a one-of-a-kind type of player. Him and Nolan Shanuel, I guess, are a little similar, but I think Burleson's a much better player. Interesting. When we get to Soriano, curious to see a potential jump to another level a la Cease. Yeah, we'll talk Soriano when we get there, for sure. Do you have any other advice for young pitchers? Watch the best. Try to pick something up from all the best guys, but also remember, keep it simple. K-I-S-S. Keep it simple, stupid. Simplicity is always the best in baseball. Master your strengths. Work on your weaknesses incrementally. Be smart. Don't mess yourself up, man. Nothing matters in your delivery until your front foot strikes. So just stay relaxed and hang out in your delivery. Stay athletic. Play multiple sports. All that type of stuff. And watch the greats for inspiration always. But then try to find your own identity through watching the greats, taking pieces, seeing what feels right, what doesn't feel right, that type of stuff. All right.
Our chat tonight about the game and about life like we do every day.
Kyle Leahy has been pitching very good. You see the consistency of his results, and you can see in this game, he's made a lot of really good locations. That's a good location to Dane Myers, even though it's a hit. Keeps that ball down, but he gets tougher with guys on base, so watch this. Here's McLean, front door sweeper strike. Here comes a four-seam. Fouled off.
He fakes.
Yeah, Burleson has infinitely more power than Shanuel. They're similar players, though, like hit tool. First baseman's kind of a weird athletic build, but Burleson's a much better player. I would agree with that because he has more pop. Way more pop. But I can't think of any other comp for Burleson right now. So maybe that's a little bit of half-baked, but not horrible comp either. I just think he's the better version, much better version. Greetings from Puerto Rico. When do you see joining Yachty and staff when he gets his tournament manager? Who do I see? Yachty will bring his people with him for sure when he gets his shot at manager. You know, some of his people for sure, the people he's close with. But I don't know. I mean, Yachty's a baseball savant. It'd be interesting to see how he would be as actual manager. I see him getting ejected a lot. Maybe not Aaron Boone levels, but close. It'd be fun. This is also a basic thing. Get ahead in the counts. The count is the game as a pitcher. Always think the count. 0-1. 1-1 counts are big, getting to 1-2, things like that. What's the best way to stay healthy throughout high school while pitching? I would say throwing a lot of sub-maximal throws. Like in the offseason, play a lot of catch, but just not as hard as you can and kind of build that base. And then from there, I would take a high-low model in season. Go ahead and Google high-low model. Listen to Eric Cressy podcasts about some of that stuff. And start troubleshooting your own body. Like, what are your body's potential breaking points? And then look to reinforce those. Because it's a very individualized process. But pay attention. Pay attention to yourself. Burley is a lefty. Mark Teixeira. Mark Teixeira was a much better player. But, okay, I got you. Burleson for a $100 million extension. I don't know. His contracts are going to get interesting, too, as we go. We'll see. Key Bryan thought he clipped him here, but he's just had one of those years where nothing's going right for him. He flies it out to left. Baez is there. And that ended Leahy's outing. They didn't push him very, very hard in this outing. They probably could have thrown him another inning. But it's another scoreless game for Leahy. 90 pitches, 6 strikeouts. He has a shot to get under 3 ERA for the season if he keeps trending this way, which would frankly be amazing considering his profile. But I just want to give him props, making big pitches when he needs to. And the Cardinals, for being able to stay in it with no whiff, is crazy. Now, I also promised we would take a quick look at Masyn Winn. who, you know, I looked at a lot last year, particularly because his defense was so insane. He's had a tough year with the bat. 241, 316 on base, 646 OPS. If he could be a 700 OPS guy, he's incredibly valuable because of the glove. He's continued to be great with the glove this year. 99th percentile, outs above average. Him and Bobby Witt are probably the top defensive shortstops in the game. I know Lombard's coming. I know there's some others. But he's up there. Arm strength's incredible. He throws absolute shit out of the ball across the diamond. It's wild. But he finally had a good day offensively yesterday, so I want to lock in on that a little bit. I think he is crippled by trying to be a pull-side home run guy. I actually know a little bit about his approach, and it's been all about pull-side fly balls this year, and I think it's hurt his overall ability. He should be looking to bat 300, in my opinion. If he could bat 300 or close to it and have his on-base be like 350, now you're talking about an incredible all-around player. I just think his pursuit of power fucks him up because he's not good enough to, like, make good swing decisions, but still go ahead and get the ball and pull-side fly ball. So I think that's been his biggest issue. Anyway, let's watch his game from yesterday. He did have 3 hits, so let's see what went right for Masyn in this one, including, of course, his home run. He did pull it, so here he is versus Andrew Abbott, who's been, for me, one of the more disappointing pitchers this year. He seems very stubborn in his approach, has not gone to the multi-fastball, has regressed in a lot of ways, has been able to survive it to some extent, but I think Andrew Abbott is going to have to look at himself hard in the mirror after this year and make some changes. Anyway, stays on a changeup there, pulls that. He's speedy, so he gets in for a double. Nice job there for Masyn Winn. I still think he's trying to pull outside pitches, but this time it works. This is a little dying quail in the gap, and he uses his speed to get to second, so 1 at bat with a hit there. Here comes an in-play runs here. I think this is going to be the home run. Fastball away, strike. Curveball down, ball. And cutter in, and this is the one he turns on for the home run. So this played right into his approach. He wants the pull side fly ball. Very poor pitch from Abbott. This cutter didn't really have any type of metric on it, any type of anything. Goes it right into his bat. But you got to give Masyn credit for pulling the hands in. Pulls him in nicely. Little line drive to left. Is this even a 100-mile-an-hour exit velo? Yeah, 105. So this was a good bolt. He has physical ability in there. He's a great athlete, obviously. So good job there. Good sign for him. I wonder a little bit about his swing. His bat is so wrapped. What do you guys think about this? His bat is so wrapped behind him that I just think it's going to take him too long to get that into the zone consistently. Now, it works here, but I'd like him to clean up maybe his setup a little bit. Also, we talked earlier, like, he's got the leg kick going like Tatis, but you see the difference is his whole body's going forward with the leg, whereas Tatis was able to keep his upper body back and stay on this back hip longer. Masyn doesn't do that, and I think that hurts his ability for adjustability, hurts his ability to have any type of adjustability in his swing. So that's what I see when I look at it. And this is even on a good swing where he homers. But that's what I break down, at least, when watching him. He drifts a little bit too much with his whole body. He also got another hit here, a double off of Abbott. So 3 hits off of Abbott. Tatis developed his discipline with that leg raise. Masyn has yet to find that drift. I just think his torso drifts too far forward, in my opinion. I still think he's a starter. I'd want him on my team because of the defense alone. But I think that there's a higher ceiling with him offensively. He's just going to have to buy into it. And you would think he'd be able to buy into it because it's not like his current approach is getting him any home runs. He only has like less than 7 home runs this year. So wouldn't you rather just be a more well-rounded hitter than that? I think I would if I were him. But I guess we'll wait and see. Anyway, this is another one where he pulls a sweeper down the line, kind of benefits from being accurate on this. It's his second double of the day, so 2 doubles and a homer. Great day offensively for Masyn. All pull side. He also kind of jams his left wrist here a little weird. I'm loving this sliding mitt. This is a Fredbird sliding mitt. Are you kidding me? That's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It's very Bryce Harper, but that's pretty dope. Anyway, nice play there. And then just for fun, I mean, he flies out his last time, but just for fun, like, let's watch some Masyn Winn. I wonder if there's any good ground balls to watch late in this game. Let me see.
He's also grounded out to second.
Up the middle.
5 home runs.
Backhand flip to win. Relay.
Even this throw where he doesn't get him, this is his superpower on defense. This is his arm strength.
Backhand flip to win. Relay. Not in time.
And he fired that to first. Here's another ground out. I just love watching him play defense and showing off the arm. So
Right now, you're looking at the number on his back.
look at the range here.
Sliding stop.
Nasty play right here. This is so nasty. The range, the slide, the awareness, the arm.
Sliding stop.
Top tier.
And what a play.
Freaking top tier level shortstop, man. He really is. That was a hell of a play. Then, are there any other plays here? No, that's it. But just been impressive with him. Let's go look at his bat tracking metrics. He's at 36th percentile bat speed. I see a comment in here about his bat speed. I think what he's actually missing is the bat speed spike guys like Miguel Vargas and Luis Garcia Jr. have made. So a lot of times we've been litigating this a little bit. You might have seen me talking about it on the vlog with Mitch, the first vlog. A lot of times the bat speed jump is really a change in swing decisions. It's not so much a physical ability. It's just like you're not chasing as much. But he's already not chasing a lot. So I don't know if there is a built-in ability for him to have a big-time swing speed jump. Although it's starting to trend a little better. Started in the blue territory. Now he's slightly above league average with a league average swing length. Those are good things, but I still don't see him being able to hit a lot of home runs to the opposite field yet. I would like him to use the whole field a little bit more to get some more hits. When you don't have a high chase rate, you should be able to walk more than he's walking. Like his on-base percentage should be higher than this, but people tend to attack him because they're not worried about slug. And that's always the give and the take, between the pit. What creates walks? Most of it is fear. If I don't fear you being able to slug against me, I can challenge you a lot more. And I think that's what happens with him. Even though he has good chase rate, his walk rate should be higher. His on-base should be higher. I'd like to see him be more of a line drive hitter, but that's me personally. And I think he should clean up his setup a little bit. But I still love him. I love his defense. And, it remains to be seen. But I do know that in his mind, he's thinking about getting paid, and that's going to be all about swinging for power. So it's going to be interesting to watch the push-pull of his approach the next couple of years. All right, that's it for that. Let me get in here. Best arm in baseball that's not a pitcher. Masyn Winn, Carson Benj, obviously up there. We've seen that recently. We already watched Ashcraft. Yeah, we watched him already. If you go to my YouTube, you can go in the rewind and watch that. He spent his whole offseason rehabbing from knee surgery. I think they'll get him on a good program this fall. Yeah, getting paid is important, but I think it might zap his whole game by trying to sell out for power, in my opinion. Willie Abreu has a cannon. That's true. Puig's gone, but cannon. Thanks for the trophy. Appreciate you guys. All right, let's go watch some hitters. Obviously, the main guys to watch, we already watched Tatis, but the main guys to watch from yesterday are the MVP candidates. PCA hit a home run. Shohei hit a home run. Also, Joe Adell. So we'll do 3 hitters really quick. Maybe Alejandro Kirk as well. Maybe we'll knock out 4 hitters in a row. Kirk will be the last one because that'll bring me into Soriano. So yesterday, PCA had a leadoff home run again. I know you're all shocked. This guy is absolutely on fire. He ends up getting 1 for 3 with 2 walks. The 2 walks that he chips in, again, people are afraid of him. He's taking his walks more. It's been an absolute massive level up for him. But here's the home run to lead off the game. They used an opener, and this guy, Brian Hudson, literally to get PCA out. PCA says, I don't really care. I'm going bridge off of you anyway. So 2-0. Here's a called strike.
Here comes a 2-0.
Pretty sure he's hunting the breaking ball, which I think is just showing an incredibly intelligent approach. Or he's hunting something middle in. Here's the heater. Middle in. Kaboom. 1-0 Cubs. It feels like this is happening every game now. He's been just electric. He's just laughing because it's so funny going around the bases. Only 95.8, but it's a great place to hit if you can backspin some balls. Some nights at Wrigley, it's just so easy to hit a home run. And this guy's just having a ridiculously magical season. Another leadoff home run. 2 nights ago, he goes leadoff home run and walk-off home run. And then leadoff home run yesterday. So it's just crazy. It's just really crazy, man. I don't think he even thought he got this. But he did. So home run plus 2 walks. He continues to be insanely dominant this season. Let's just look at what his overall numbers look like one more time. Sitting here today, sitting 282, 381, 555 for a 936 OPS. He's 98th percentile and better in all 3 of these categories. We already talked about MVP yesterday. It's going to be a great race to the finish. He's dominant. Also on his team, a man who's come back to life as of late, and we've watched him a bit lately, Alex Bregman. Look at the game logs. He's on a burner in August. He is at a 977 OPS in August right now. That's his best month so far of the season, right when the Cubbies need it. He's rounding into form. He's got a streak of being over 750 OPS. I think it's like 9 years in a row. Or maybe even more. He looks like he's just got over that mark, so he's going to do well. He ends up getting a walk-off hit yesterday. 2 for 5. Both hits came late in the game. Here's the first one. They're down 1. This was a clutch hit against Taylor, Grant Taylor, one of the nastiest pitchers in the league. So first pitch curveball. Bregman is on fire lately. There's no doubt about it. Slider away, swing and miss. So he jumps behind 0-2 to a nasty pitcher. White Sox have to stretch out Grant Taylor now for the playoffs and let him rip. 25% K- walk, screams ace. I don't think they're going to stretch him out right now, Uncle Ted. I see what you're saying, but I think that's more of a future consideration. I think when they make the postseason this year, you're going to see this dude pitch every game. He's gonna appear in every game. Anyway, here's the big moment. It was a 1-2 slider, doesn't get it out of the zone. Bregman has a good ability in this moment to ride it out and stick the bat out there, flips it into left, tie game. Great fist pump from Alcantara at home plate. You gotta love this. Yeah. Oh, do you get? This is like an uppercut in Street Fighter. Man, this is an incredible fist pump. I don't even know what to make about that, but Bregman does a great job hanging in there. Stays level, line drive. The kid is hot, ties the game right there, and then he's going to go ahead and win the game. First pitch fastball, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. Another straight line drive approach up the middle. Cubbies win it. Carson Kelly comes around. Bregman's hot. The Cubs are hot. They've got some magic for sure. I feel like their offense is a very talkative offense. They talk to each other. They help each other out, and they really benefit from that dynamic. So great job there by Bregman. He's starting to really get hot. Can he get as high as to 800 OPS? Can he really turn it around to that level? We'll see, but the Cubs are cooking a little bit, and Bregman's a big part of it, man. Big part of it. All right, let me get back in the chat. We have a couple more hitters to watch. My dog, Klassen Winn. I mean, he might be on the very back end. Blue Jays are coming. Don't worry. Ayo, are you sure if you answered it, but Tucker reset? I mean, why not? Might as well try it, Spec. Might as well try it, you know? The best way to gain velocity while staying healthy is to do it incrementally and not try to get too much at once. You know, I think that's the biggest thing. All right, next up is Ohtani. He also had a big game. He would not be left behind in the race last night. Him and PCA continue to go back to back and forth. This is his numbers now on the year. 294, 390, 558, 948 OPS. Last night versus the Rock Show, he goes 1 for 5, but it was a home run, so we'll quickly watch that. Rockies, Dodgers. Home run off Feltner in his second at bat. It's a first pitch curveball. It did absolutely nothing, this pitch. Literally just rolled in there. I would love to see Shohei play for the Rockies. I know that will never happen, but imagine him at Coors for 81 games. The numbers would be just silly. Because if you're not going to have above average stuff and you have all this field to work with for Shohei, it's just ridiculous. That's a bomb into the Dodger pen, almost to the back of it. So I'm going to guess this is at least 104 off the bat. 105.6, 448, 33 degrees. Tough to be in this guy's division. It's kind of nice now, though, for them that they don't have to face them 6 series a year, only 4. But, man, just annoying to have to face this guy over and over again. He's so good. Just ridiculous. Bam! So, every time PCA does something, Shohei does something, and vice versa. Just phenomenal. Phenomenal game for him. Who else was I talking about on the coffee cups? Oh, next up should be Joe Adell. So Joe Adell, somewhat surprisingly, got traded from the Angels to the Guardians. This is a guy who's always had so much talent. Last year was his really big breakout year with all the home runs. Started off really bad this year, but has had a really great game yesterday. This has been his season so far. 237, 290, 405, 695 OPS. He had 37 pumps last year. So, you know, we all know what this guy can do. It's crazy bat speed, 97th percentile bat speed, huge power. He's got the same issue everybody else has, though. He doesn't take his walks. He chases too much. He's too pitchable. But when he's hot, and he was hot yesterday. Guardians versus, who did they play yesterday? The Giants. Joe Adell, 3 hits. So let's watch it. 6 RBIs. Cleveland and San Francisco. And Joe, where are you? Joe Adell, 3 for 4. All right, Whisenhunt on the mound for the Giants. Joe Adell, 2 on, no out in the first. First pitch, slurve, strike. Can't believe the Angels actually sold. Me neither. I mean, they haven't hardly ever sold, so this was kind of crazy.
What's the changeup? About 84. Look at it. Same arm speed. You see.
Oh yeah, I got to watch that Murakami bomb too. I totally forgot about that. I'll watch that right after that, but right after this before Kirk.
Yeah, that one was out of this.
Oh, foul ball off the leg.
Seamer in on his hands at 94. Back with that changeup.
All right, another heater coming here. Chopped foul.
Houston was a good one.
Changeup in the dirt, and here comes an in-play runs on changeup. Little hanging changeup here. Oh, big time hanging changeup, and that ball is pummeled. One hop off the back of the bleachers. One of the hardest hit balls I've seen this year. Had to be 110. Yeah, 112. Hanging changeup. Hit me sign all over it. Austin Hedges. Hedges is tore up about it. I gotta take a picture of that. Let's watch the swing from the side because this was a collision. Absolute collision. Bam! It's just perfect. Probably about the worst pitch you could throw in that moment, and he did not miss it. Joe Adell destroyed. So 3-run home run right there. In-play runs here. Whisenhunt, first pitch fastball, lasered up the middle. How hard was that? 109, so he's hit 2 balls over 109. First 2 at-bats. 2 more runs score. That's 5 RBIs in his first 2 at-bats. And then third at-bat here. So Whisenhunt had literally no answer for Joe Adell. Fastball in, ball. Changeup, swing and miss, well located, and then sinker. Not sure why you would go back to the fastball after he's ahead of you on the changeup, but this time Joe bangs it through the left side. That's going to score Rocchio. Another bad play. Man, the Giants have just been so lousy lately to watch. How hard he hit this one? At least 105? Nope, 102. So 3 hard hit balls, 6 RBIs in his first 3 at-bats. The home run was majestic. Joe Adell's trying to get hot here down the stretch. It has not been his best year. If he can learn plate discipline, he could be a legit superstar. But it's been a while, and I don't know if he can make quite the PCA type of leap. But unbelievable strength and leverage at the plate. He's a monster. So 3-hit day yesterday. Had to call that out. Mr. Joe Adell, don't let the Guardians get hot. Let me go in the chat here for a second. Then we'll watch the Murakami home run. Then we'll get to Kirk and Soriano, and that might be it. Giants should have kept Harrison, got rid of Birdsong and Whisenhunt. Seems pretty good looking back on it now. I agree with you there. That was a man swing. That was a man swing, but that would mean no Devers. I think Devers ends up being a productive hitter for the Giants for the next 5 years. I still think the contract's bad though, so it's kind of a little bit of a double-edged sword there. All right, we need to circle back to Murakami's absolute nuke. I missed this one on the stream earlier. White Sox Cubs. He hit a ball in this game that I don't know if I've ever seen. I mean, only Rafi Devers would be the other guy I've quite seen a lefty hit a ball like the one Murakami hits here to left center, opposite field off of Gosman. So let's watch the whole at-bat. Splitter strike. Here's a four-seam. Oh yeah, Klassen. We'll do Klassen after Soriano, and then that's it. I can't stream for 3 hours today. We'll try to go 2.5, maybe a little more, but we'll see.
Back to his college days.
That's the biggest thing is the strike zone stuff, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Soto does, Ohtani does. This one was different, guys. I think Adell already went to driveline. Here it comes. Kaboom time. Boom! I mean, how? No, the cameraman couldn't even track it because it went off the scoreboard, and lefties don't hit balls off the scoreboard. So I'm going to do some exit velocity guesses. It's got to be 108 plus. It's got to be like a 40-degree launch angle. 111 at 39. So I was right around accurate, but it's insane to hit a ball opposite field like this. Like, people don't do this. This is a ridiculous home run. His attack angle is so uphill, too, that he was able to scoop under a down and away pitch and hit it like this. Ooh, this is kind of saucy right here. He's got like a samurai sword. Sheathing right there. That was fire. Anyway, what a freaking bomb by Murakami. What a freak. Ian Wrigley with a crazy wind blowing in from left. He's just special, guys. I'm sorry to tell you. He might have some warts in his game, but his power is stupid. Nobody hits it like that. I mean, honestly, maybe Rafi Devers, not many people. That's an incredible home run. So that had to be highlighted. Thanks for everybody for reminding me, but we'll watch it one more time, and then we'll move on to some Blue Jays stuff. Yeah, Gauzy's looking weird since he got over there. I still have faith in him, but he's been interesting. Andrew Fisher is Murakami, insane on base percentage with crazy K rates. You're right. So far, he has been very similar to him. So I'm very curious to see him get up. We already did Leahy. The train tracks home run was up and in though. That Soto hit, which is even more impressive swing in that playoff game. Ridiculous. All right, so now we're going to go to Alejandro Kirk and the Blue Jays. Kirk and then Soriano. Blue Jays are trying to hang in there. They're like right there at the last spot of the wild card. We know that they sold at the deadline. This is a huge piece for them. Of course, he was out for a while, and Valenzuela did a great job, but Kirk is unbelievable behind the plate. He makes their pitchers better. He's also a really tough out. So offensively, he's only got 197 plate appearances this year. He's hitting 279, 355, 419, 774 OPS. That's great. No problem with that when you're 100th percentile in blocks, 91st percentile in framing. And even with a low pop time, he's still pretty good at throwing guys out. He's not horrible, at least. And he's been pretty good. He had a big day yesterday, right? Didn't he? 3 hits, 3 for 6, I believe. Tampa and Toronto. We'll click on that game real quick because we're going to need it for Soriano. So they went to the Trop. This has been a house of horrors for the Jays and really for every other American League East team for a while. But not yesterday. Blue Jays brought out the whooping stick in this game. Kirk, 3 for 6. Let's watch his at-bats where he got the home runs.
An average of 271.
Is he more of a tough out with the smaller strike zone? He's always had the smaller strike zone because he's so squatty in stature that he's just like, there's not a lot of up-down room to breathe with him relative to other players. Also, he's pretty good at going the other way. When he gets in trouble is when he tries to pull low and away pitches and he hits a lot of ground balls because we know he can be a double play machine. But when he's going the other way, he's hard to pitch to. If you see Kirk in the street, the last thing you would think is pro athlete. True that. True that. Adam, I got a question, hypothetical. If the Jays could put Valenzuela at catcher, could Kirk still catch? I don't know what that means. They can't. I love your name, but also, how would that work? Two guys can't catch at the same time. They could be a great tandem, though. And this is what I'm talking about with him going the other way. I love when it's a late barrel inside-out swing from him. So hard to face this as a pitcher. and he slices it down the line for a double. Great swing there by Alejandro. He's also going to get a hit this next at-bat. Thanks for the gift here, Tristan Brown.
There's a strike.
All right, 0-1 count. Here's a right-on-right changeup. Right in the crapper. Here comes a cutter. Trying to go that way with it. Slices it foul. Swing looks dialed to me. Fastball away, gets on top of that. I mean, fastball up, gets on top of that for a foul. Here's a sinker. Another foul ball. Changeup. Another foul ball. Fastball. Just couldn't put him away. And then he slams this ball out to left for a homer. This is an incredible swing. This pitch is above the zone. Martinez had him where he wanted him the whole at-bat. Couldn't put him away. Kirky speeds himself up just a bit and gets to a pitch up and in. You don't see many home runs on pitches in this location. I think in my whole career I gave up one in this location to a righty. So, I know it was only 92, and that's probably why he got to it. Hell of a swing. Slices him down the line. Shows no indication that he can get to that pitch this whole at-bat. He's barely hanging in there, surviving, and then he speeds up and makes a one-pitch adjustment and hits a home run. Incredible swing by Kirk here. Do you think the Jays should move on from Kirk? I would not move on from Kirk. I would like to have both catchers be great and, you know, just kind of wait it out. But I wouldn't move on from Kirk. Kirk is so valuable, man. I know Valenzuela's been great, but personally, I wouldn't move on from him yet. Good question, though. Good question, though. That was an Altuve-like swing right there. That was nasty. He kirked the shit out of that ball. And then just to make, just to seal it, he gets his third hit off of Martinez. So Martinez is like, man, I would have pitched pretty well if it wasn't for this damn Kirk guy. Inside out to right. That's what I want him to do with all pitches that he has any type of ability to hit on the ground. Just hit it to right field. Did he get hooked up right here by his Mexican friend, Aranda? If Aranda's on the bag, is he out? I think he might be out if Aranda's on the bag and he just keeps stretching. What do you guys think? Free hit from his buddy? What do you got on that? I don't know, Aranda. I'm on to you, pal. I'm on to you. Hooking up your buddy with a hit right there. Anyway, that's Alejandro Kirk. Now we're going to talk about a pitcher that everybody knows who's watched this stream. I've been driving the bandwagon all year, Jose Soriano. He ended up randomly getting traded to the Blue Jays, which I actually think is a kind of a savvy move. He did regress a little bit midway through the season. You know, his velo's actually been down this year, which is crazy. He averages 96.3 on his sinker. What did he average last year? 97, 97.7. So he was like really a 97, 98 average before, and now he's more 96 mile an hour average. But he's a very good contact ground ball pitcher, 90th percentile ground balls. What he needed to add was whiff to his game. That's where the knuckle curve came in, and that's where I thought the sustainability was when he looked amazing early in the season. Now, he still had his best season to date. He's looked great, 3.23 in 25 starts. But yeah, he hasn't been as dominant as early. The question is what are the changes the Jays are going to make with him? Some people have been saying it's probably leaning more into more knuckle curves, so I would expect to see some pretty heavy knuckle curve usage. But let's see the breakdown from this game. 33 sinkers, 21 fastballs, 18 knuckle curves, 17 splits. He also got a great split. Velo was down again. I wonder if he's a little tired. I do wonder about him a little bit, being a little tired. He didn't throw a lot of strikes, but he was able to somehow escape it anyway. So I don't think we're going to watch a very good performance here, but it's going to be good enough to win. Here is Jose Soriano versus the Rays. Also, a tough matchup always is the Rays and the Trop. They're going to slap a lot of balls. You're not going to get a lot of chances for punch-outs typically. Anyway, he also looks like he's throwing without even trying, and he's 94-95. But that's Jose Soriano. He's got a great little delivery, stays back so well, and the ball shoots out of his hand. So first batter of the game, a little pop-up to Sanchez. Let's watch that delivery before we get started. This is something that I tell kids a lot. Like, what you do with your upper body really doesn't matter until your foot strike. So you try to be as relaxed as you can with your upper body. Watch Soriano. He does a great job of it. It's a looping leg kick where he gets a little weightless, which is a big key. Then as he drops into his back leg, look at the arms. They're just very relaxed. Very, very relaxed. A lot of dead fishing going on. I love that. And then right now he snaps it into into the putting the foot down on the gas. It's a timing thing, and he does a great job with that to throw effortless cheese. So that's one batter, one out. All right, here's Caminero. I'm going to really lock in here for a minute and not look at the chat just so I can try to see what I think he's at right now. There's that knuckle curve. I think it's super nasty. And I think you'll see more of that usage as time goes on, probably with the Jays. Also, probably getting him better at throwing his four-seam above the zone. He's one of the worst in the game at elevating his four-seam. He doesn't have a great four-seam, but he has enough velo that I think it should be part of his game. But he's been one of the worst in the league at he just doesn't get up here very often. A lot of times, if you watch his four-seam heat maps, he makes a lot of mistakes right there. So, anyway, here's a Ronda. That's a good location on the four-seam. So it's cleaning up his four-seam locations and probably like that, and then leaning in more to knuckle curves. But the Angels were one of the worst teams at actually throwing balls in the really effective spot, which is right there above the zone, which he does really throughout this whole at-bat. To me, that's the biggest thing for him, getting really good at executing right above the zone in that shadow area. That was a great catch by Kirk. Another reason why Kirk's so valuable. Just stealing strikes like crazy. And Aranda hooked him up with a hit, and then he goes ahead and screws Aranda with a ball for a strike. I'm sure they'll talk about that at some point. Splitter ball. Here's Yandy. Love me some Yandy, by the way. Slider away. 2-0 sinker. Gets him to swing off the plate in, so a little bit of not discipline there, and a great play by Josh Smith for the first out of the second. Here is Liam Hicks. Splitter strike. Knuckle curve. Nasty. Man, I love his knuckle curve. It's such a banger. Knuckle curve again. Pulled foul. Fastball up ball.
Got a little juice in that bat.
Fastball at the top. Another good fastball up. That's something he just wasn't doing well with the Angels. To me, that was the biggest thing he was struggling with when I was scouting him before I did one of his games. Splitter down. Splitter pulled foul. Four seam up. Good location. There you go. I wonder if they've just been practicing it a lot in his pens. Another good one there. And then you can play the knuckle curve off of the top rail, which he doesn't do there. He just pulls it. A rogue pulled knuckle curve into the foot. All right, Cedric Mullins. Sinker away ball.
If you're looking for a manager,
Splitter down. Sinker down. Should be a double play, but there's nobody there. Good play by Ernie to get the one out. Actually, you don't need a double play. You just needed one out. Good play by Ernie. So we're on to the third. Richie Palacios, Berkeley Carroll Lions. Sinker away ball. Here comes another sinker, and Richie's going to get a hit. Smashes it through the right side. Here's Taylor Walls. I think he loses it a little bit here in the third inning. Strike. I don't think he's going to be in the actual race at the end. He's had a really good year, but he's fallen out of the leaders. Otto, have you noticed a difference in the arm slot release point from Skeens? I mean, yeah, he's a little bit lower this year than he had been the past 2 years. I think his mechanical timing is off is the biggest thing, and then also there's a little bit of a workload thing with Skeens. There's a dirty splitter to Taylor Walls. Soriano has some dirty pitches, man. Sinker, splitter, knuckle curve, all in dirty. Plus, he's got great velo. I like Soriano a lot. Curveball here is going to be a hit from Simpson. So he's been beating the four hole a few times. First and second, one out. Here is Junior Caminero. Sinker in, ball. When you overlay, do you think it was sustainable for him? I think he's a sustainable big league starter. I think he's a 4 or a 5 starter. I don't think that he can be like a low 3 ERA pitcher forever with his underlying whiff rate and stuff like that. But I think he's savvy enough to be an innings eater, very reliable 3, 4, or 5 starter. All right, Caminero smokes this ball at 117. This is a predictable pitch to Caminero, which is always scary. Man, nobody swings it like this guy. This guy hits it so damn hard. He hit it so hard that there was no chance anybody could score from second on that. So now we got bases loaded, 1 out, and it is a Ronda. Knuckle curve strike. Splitter coming here. Ground ball to first. They're going to try to get the double play. 1. Jimenez back to first. Double play. Huge double play for Soriano. So not a great inning here, but a clutch pitch to Ronda for the double play. Great job covering as well. Good turn by Jimenez. And he gets through that inning. That was a clutch pitch. All right, 4th inning, Yandy Diaz. Sinker strike. Ball down. Was Edwin Diaz the most impressive person you've ever been in the bullpen with? I mean, his 2022 season is the best relief season I've ever watched. By far. It was stupid. So I have to say yes. Although I've played with a lot of really great relievers. But I have to say yes. I have to say yes. Who do you think's the best hitter at the moment? I think Yordan Alvarez is the best hitter in baseball at the moment. I don't think that's particularly hot take. All right, sinker down, chopper up the middle. That's what Yandy does. Hard grounders, base hit. Here's Liam Hicks. Splitter away ball. Sinker down. He's pitching bad. His stuff's a tick down, but I also think he's getting incredibly unlucky at the same time. So I wouldn't expect him to stay down forever, but the confidence has got to be shot. Best AL pitcher, it's Schlittler or Cease, and then the other two are Sonny and Gavin Williams. And if you want to go relief pitcher, I'd say Louis Varland has been the best guy in the American League this year, although Hedrick's been great as well. Bednar. There's a couple others. Cade Smith gets the fly out there. Here is Vlad. How was David Robertson able to master Mo's cutter? D-Rob has a very unique release, a very supinated release, so he kind of had a natural cutter as well. I don't think he learned it completely from Mo. It was also partly what he had. But he's also one of the best relief pitchers I ever played with. He's a legend, honestly. I think he should be Hall of Fame. He'll never be, but I think he should be. Can't believe Junior was almost an angel for Shohei a few years ago. Crazy. That's a crazy hot sliding doors moment there. All right, here's a hit from Ryan Vlad.
3-2 up the middle it goes.
So he's given up a bunch of ground ball hits. I'm not really seeing anything like sketchy with his contact yet. Just a lot of hard ground ball hits. Here's Mullins. He wasn't forced out. He's already 41 years old, first of all. So he didn't get forced out. I just think he'd been saying he wanted to retire for a while. He just kept getting $10 million offers, and then I think that finally dried up, and he decided to take it to the house. So I don't think he got forced out. Ugh. And then another blooper hit. So this was a good pitch, unlucky, and I think he's getting unlucky in this inning, and that's why he's going to give up some runs. But I actually think he's thrown the ball pretty well. He's showing really good stuff here. Here's an in-play outs to Richie. Right in front of the plate, Soriano makes the flip to home. And then I think it might be a big clutch hit by Taylor Walls. Gets to the 2-out spot. Yeah, really bad splitter, gives them 1 run for free. Really bad splitter again. Didn't have a great feel for that pitch all the time. I think he's a little tired. Missing a lot of arm side here.
Here's an opportunity.
Sinker down, and another ground ball through the infield. I mean, he really just got beat by a bunch of seeing eye ground balls. Chandler Simpson. I do think that his locations on his 4-seam up have looked a lot better in this game. When he's wanted to go up with it, he's executed a lot more consistently than he has before, which is a good sign. There's Simpson, a little chopper. Good play by Jimenez. He's going to get 1 more inning here. First pitch, knuckle curve to Junior. That ball's going to eat up Josh Smith. Here's Aranda.
I'll tell you, the way this game has been, Rays look like they might be out of it. They look like they're back in it. 2 runs scored.
It's funny how many dudes elite cutters come down to their fingers are just like that. Yeah, or their arms or whatever. There's something to that. Like the Kenley shape, the Kenley, David Robertson, Mariano shape, like most people can't do that. So that's the thing. Do you think Miz is a lock for Cy Young, or is Sanchez close enough to get it back? Or Chase Burns or somebody? I think he's pretty far ahead, if you want to know the truth. But there's still time. There's still time. Man, nice play here by Bateman in center. This has been an impressive little rookie, defensively. And then like with his bunting game and stuff. He's an interesting prototype for the Jays. So interesting guy that they got in the trade recently. All right, curveball backdoor. That's going to be turned to a ball. This is 2 on and 1 out. So trying to finish strong here, at least in the 5th if he can. Splitter down, 4-seam up. Let's see if he gets to the location. Pretty good location in. And then split again here to Hicksy. Ground ball to first. Can they do it again? Okamoto to Jimenez. Back to Soriano. Double play. Might have been a challenge on that, though. No challenge. Goes back out for the 6th. So he's gotten 2 huge double plays where he's covered the bag. You just don't see 2 of those in the same game very often. Knuckle curve to Vlad. Popped up. Easy out there. And this is going to be his last batter. I think Mullen's probably going to get a hit. Splitter. No, he's going to get him out. So we were able to work him 5 2/3. He didn't do a good job with first pitch strikes, but he showed, to me, some improvement in fastball locations. You see the knuckle curve. You see what's good about him. I mean, he's mostly ground balls, so some games that's going to go really well for him. And he's going to get a lot of quick outs. Let's go look for... Do I have it in here? Damn, I don't have it pulled up right now, and it's probably going to be hard to do it. So give me a second here. I'll get back in the chat for a minute while I look for something. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do True Media right now. That's fine. Don't need to do it right now. All right, we have one more player to watch. It's Klassen. I'll get in the chat for a second. If you got inducted into the Hall of Fame, what team would you go win with? Probably the Rockies. I played there the longest, even though that's 0% chance of that ever happening. Why do you think the Red Sox pitching staff is doing well this year to lead to their success? I think they have really good pitchers. I think if one thing Breslow did a great job of, it's the pitching. I mean, the depth has been incredible. You know, Tolley, Bennett early when he was there. They have more young guys coming. Even with Crochet going down, Suarez was a good signing. Sonny Gray, great job getting him in the fold. Bayo, they found a route to making him effective. I mean, they just have a lot of good guys. Getting Sandoval healthy, Houck will come back. I mean, just an overwhelming amount of talent. If Miz wasn't historic this year, Burns easily has a case. I mean, Burns is in the mix. I just think he would have to blow it up pretty hard. I agree with Dano in this comment. We already watched Ashcraft. Real talk, there's a pitcher in my slow pitch softball league. We thought it was throwing cutter sliders, but nope, he just had 3 fingers on his pitching hand. That's some weird shit. Did pitching at Coors mess with your confidence? No. I took it as a badge of honor. Do you see Aroldis only has 40 innings? Conscious decision by Sox to keep him fresh. Yeah, and honestly, you look at Chapman's like career workloads. I mean, he did this a little bit when I was with him too. He's got a lot of years with not a ton of innings. He's got some with a lot of innings, but he's got some with low inning totals. I mean, shit. I mean, actually, he's got a lot with low inning totals. I only see one season here where he's even made it to 70 innings in his career, which is insane. This is a year I was thinking of. I played with him in 2019. He only threw 57 innings that year. I mean, I threw like 75 or something. So I don't know. He gets taken care of a lot. He only pitches in the safe situations. But yeah, he's only at 40 2/3, 42 appearances. I think he'll be plenty fresh for the postseason. That's a good thing for the Red Sox. Good question there in the chat, though. Good question there in the chat. Do you think the Rays are still missing a piece or set up for success? As long as Freddie Peralta continues to trend well, they're in a good spot. Do you think Stanton will reach 500 before he retires? Yes, he's not that far away, and he's going to play long enough where I do believe he gets it. Hey, Adam, what's your favorite moment in your career through any level? I don't know. That's tough. Didn't really have that one signature major league moment. I guess my debut was a great moment. Minor leagues, I pitched in the PCL Championship Series and threw a great game, Game 2 in the 09 Championship Series. And then, college, I had a no-hitter, some stuff like that, but never really had that one moment as a major leaguer, unfortunately. Really a bummer. As a closer, did you like getting in a game if it wasn't a safe sitch? I was probably more okay with it than most because I just like to pitch. I just like to be in there. But yeah, there's no doubt you'd like to get your saves when you're a closer. I didn't do Kyle Harrison today, and I'm probably not going to. I only have one more pitcher. We're going to do Klassen. What was your welcome to the league moment? Probably when I got absolutely smoked by the Diamondbacks for 4 home runs in my third and final career start. Got bombed on. That kind of sucked. I don't watch NFL at all anymore, but I'm a Giants fan. Eli Manning. Love Eli Manning. He got it done. You know what I mean? In the big games. All right, we have one more man to watch. He's been asked for probably hours now. I feel bad that we didn't get to him. George Klassen. He's now made 5 starts for the Angels. I don't even know who runs the Angels pitching anymore since they fired everybody. 2-1, 375, 5 starts, 21 2/3, 21 Ks. He's got a horrible whip, so he's walked the house. 17.8% walks. But he had a shutout start last night versus the Astros. Good offensive team, so we'll watch this one. 7 innings, 1 freaking hit. 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. One thing is he's only given up 10 hits in 17 innings so far, which is pretty impressive. All right, breakdown on George. 39 sliders. He's got a good slider. 60% whiff on that slider. 37% fastballs, 11 sinkers, 3 changeups, 1 curveball. Tremendous whiff rate yesterday of 40%. 17 overall whiffs. 60% first pitch strikes, 6 hard hit balls, only 1 on the slider. I think the slider's his big pitch. So it's going to be Angels versus Houston. This will be our last guy of the day, people. I want to go hit some golf balls in a little bit, so I got to get out of here. Houston and the Angels. George Klassen. Let's watch it, man. Second time on the stream. Let's see what you got.
Start of the year in April.
Tim Levesque. Holy shit, Tim Levesque. I worked with Tim Levesque with the Cardinals many moons ago. So that makes sense. Mozeliak brought him in. I'm loving your name. Please go fuck yourself. It's a very good one. I didn't know that was legal, but that's pretty good. All right, good pitch here to Jeremy Pena. Rides in, pops him up. He does have good velo, and I think he hides the ball pretty well, George, with this delivery he's got.
First pitch home is a strike at the knees, 0-1.
Tim Levesque, that's good news. He knows his shit. He's been around forever. His slider stuff plus is around 120. It certainly feels like an elite slider that people think that tunnels really well with his heater, and they think they're hitting that fastball. So, all right, so he starts Jordan with 3 straight heaters. Here comes the slider. He's going to punch Jordan. We all know how hard that is to do. Well, that was a weird one. He swung under it, so I don't know what to make of this. Kind of gets away with a bad pitch here. I don't want to give him too much credit for this one. Does strike out the great Jordan, though. Is it hard for the league to adjust to a killer slider from a new pitcher more so than other pitches? I don't know. Sliders and splitters are just great pitches in general. If you have a great one, yeah, it's hard to adjust to it, but if you can't command it, they'll figure it out. If you can command it, they'll never figure it out.
Those ABs and put a couple extra pitches on some of these pitching staffs.
That's a really good point too.
Good call on Tim Levesque, though. Love Tim Levesque. All right, slider here. That's a take, and here comes a walk. So that's been the biggest issue with him so far is the walk rate, even though that was a strike. Just too many free passes, but the stuff looks pretty good. Fastball-slider combo is really good. He's definitely hiding it well. I think that ball is pretty far behind his body right before he whips it in there. Altuve to right. That's going to be a hit in front of Lowe, so he's going to have first and third 2 outs. This is what I'm talking about with his delivery, though. Let's just take it in slow motion. He gets here. He kind of does this lean back and look. I think the ball's kind of behind the head here. I think there's a little element of he throws the ball from behind him a little bit, so there's a little bit of deception there. Anyway, Altuve out to right. So 2 on, 2 out, and Varsho, who I'm not used to at all being on the Astros. Did I play with Trevino? No, I was always a big fan of Trevino, especially in his Oakland days when him and Trinan were nasty as shit. But we never crossed paths.
It's like it's a little bit tougher.
What is your best on 18 holes? I've never even kept score in golf because I'm that bad. I'd like to break 100 at some point. So see how that goes.
Probably left the zone there and had an
all right, here it comes. Slider. And he gets the chase below zone. That's what he's been known for, getting really bad swings on the slider, and it shows up there to Varsho to get through the first inning. All right, here's the second inning. One of my players that's really been growing on me over the years is Christian Walker. I find him to be awesome, an elite defender at first with some big-time pop. Just seems like a pro's pro. Ends up popping up here. Also like his mustache. Easy play. Here is Trammell. You know, I haven't watched much about Zach Maxwell. I know there was absolute gas, but other than that, he hasn't been very impressive. Hey, if there's one team today you could hop in the rotation and pitch for, who would it be? A rotation today? Well, definitely the Yankees. I could love to be the fifth starter on the Yankees. That'd be sick. That'd be cool. Phillies would be another good one. Red Sox. All the teams that have great rotations. Just be fun to be in that group, even though I'm not a starter. That'd be fun. Michael Wirtz is the bullpen coach, and Tim Levesque is the pitching coach. Got it. Let's watch this four-seam strikeout again. This is a really good fastball. I mean, he's throwing hard as shit. I think he's got really good fastball-slider combo. Klassen. He might end up being a reliever. We'll see if he can clean up his command, but those two pitches are very good. He gets inside on Cam Smith here and flies him out. Third inning. Dodgers setup, man. If it was a relief pitcher, yeah, I would say the Dodgers would be a great fit right now. They look like they could use a little help. Cubbies would be great. Appreciate you.
If you buy one for the A's series, it costs you $19 all.
I still love the Mets. It's just like the Mets aren't in a winning spot right now, so I can't say them.
So is that all you've got for this?
What's your thoughts on Imai's UFO slider? One of the weirdest pitches of all time. Still not sure what to make of it.
And then we'll pop the top. And I don't know if anybody got the back of this thing, but it's loaded. Pretty legit. Yeah,
do you think pitchers like the Miz will be more common? I think yes, but it won't be a huge amount. But I think yes.
That'll be Friday night. 10,000 fans receive that shirt.
Did you catch the passing video about the found footage of Ted Williams? I've watched about half of it. I haven't watched all of it yet. There's so much intro to that video. Like, just get to the damn. Just cut to the chase. But I'll probably watch it later when I have a little YouTube time. All right, so another out on a slider to Pena. Here is Rodon, first pitch curveball. Inside out. Crazy play, Zach Neto. All right. We saw a great play earlier from George Lombard. Now this is maybe an even better play from Neto. He got some funky spin. He's going that same direction out towards left field. I know he's got Rodon running, but perfect throw. Perfect throw from Zach Neto here. Can Edwin come back this year and be effective? I fully believe it. I do. I fully believe it. But time will tell. Time will tell. The games are always the test. All right, here's Paredes. Sinker down ball. I can't believe I've done 3 hours again on this stream. I'm totally addicted to doing the stream. Totally addicted. All right, 2-0 fastball away. Is Yamamoto's today Greg Maddux? Yes, he is. He is. I agree. He is. He's that good. Sinker away ball. So there's the second walk. Yeah, we've already done the Tatis. He's how we started off the show. The Tatis game versus the Mets yesterday. All right, here's an out to Altuve. Another really good slider down. Chopper to third. Good play by Denzer Guzman.
Trying to get his family down here, find a place to move in.
Appreciate you guys that are all hanging with me on the stream. Love you guys.
Good roommate. Because he takes off his shoes.
You know what sucks is Flash doesn't work anymore for Yes. I think I kind of replaced him in a little bit of a way, so it's a little awkward there. But love John Flaherty, one of the greats. Great Yes Network analyst over the years, and maybe he'll come back around. Who knows?
That's right.
But I do have work on Friday at Yes. We got the big Blue Jay series coming up. Fun related fact: we already have a game going in Pittsburgh. Ayo, can you touch on changeup usage across the league this year? So this is a good question here. Is we'll continue to watch Klassen. I'm just going to play his outing here. I'm probably not going to comment too much on it. It's fastball, slider, and he's got great velo, and he's got a really good slider. So we'll just keep going. changeup usage. So Tampa Bay is in first place. They lead the league in changeup usage. I believe changeup is the wave of the future because it's such a hard pitch to prepare for and it's got no platoon split. If you can, and also now we've gotten so much better at developing changeups, whether it's kick changes, whether it's seam shift changes, whether it's changeups that look like fastballs but are a lot slower. We have a lot better idea of how to develop them, and they're good against almost every hitter. So it makes sense that more teams would lean into changeup. Eliminates the platoon split to some extent. It's also that one pitch that you can't really practice hitting very easily. Nobody goes in the cage and practices hitting changeups. All right, we'll pause this discussion for a nasty 93-mile-an-hour back foot slider to Trammell. This guy's got a great slider. He's got a great slider. How do we feel about Jordan dropping off a little bit? It's ebbs and flows of the season. At some point, he's going to get white hot again, and I think he can pull off the Triple Crown this year. This is such a good show. I wish more people did it. Well, I'm trying to be the only one, but yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to have more people on and help me out at times, and I really enjoy watching baseball in this fashion. Another out on a slider for Klassen. What was your favorite stadium to pitch in and why? I had the best results at Yankee Stadium. I would say my favorite places to go were the old stadiums, Dodger, Fenway, and Wrigley. Why is Devin struggling then? I thought he had the killer change. There's no one reason, there's no absolutes in baseball. Just because changeup's a hot pitch doesn't mean you're going to dominate with your changeup. Devin Williams has a great changeup. He's lost some of the gyro angle in his changeup over years, which has made it a little bit less effective, but also deceptive. But also, he doesn't really locate his fastball well. He's only got 2 pitches. He's made a lot of mistakes location-wise with his changeup. But I still love Devin Williams. I just think he could use a real reliable third pitch. He doesn't have that right now.
A couple of those categories, but team leaders and everything. That's with your presumptive AL MVP.
What do you think is happening with Tucker? I mean, I think he's just going through a tough moment, a very tough moment. But I think he'll bounce back. I think he might finish the season with a flurry, and I certainly don't expect him to struggle again next year. But this is baseball, man. It'll bring you to your knees. This game will bring you to your knees. All right, another slider strikeout, dirty to Pena. You see the indecision on these sliders, and he can throw it to 92, 93. I mean, it's a wipeout slider. I think it's basically Chase Burns' slider. It's about that good. All right, Jordan again. First pitch fastball, gets it off the end. So he really handled Jordan. A strikeout, a ground out, and a fly out, and didn't even have to use a lot of pitches.
Pitch is there for a strike, 0-1.
I think Jordan will end up being the best hitter of the decade, above Judge and Shohei. Hard to get above Judge, but he's right there. Love Jordan too. All right, there's a fortunate lucky out on a sinker. Adam, how much money did you make playing baseball? I mean, it's pretty easy to look up. I think my career earnings were about 60.
Pandemic year that he did not play at least 100 was that injury-plagued 2020.
Ayo, if you weren't a baseball player, what have you have done? Something in baseball. Baseball is my life besides my family. Baseball and my family. Side quest, Yes Network one day. Yeah, perhaps. It's be a pretty short video, but perhaps.
17 for 26. ABS powered by T-Mobile says Tuve's going to win. By the
Baseball is life. All right, 3-0 to Altuve.
You're the analyst.
No.
And 3-1 ball. So here's walk number 3. So if there's one wart on Klassen, it's that he seems to be basically a 2-pitch pitcher, and he also has some walks in his game. So, I mean, look, he can totally improve, but I like the deception factor, the velocity, the fastball, and the slider. Those are the positives. The negatives are the other pitches and the walks. That's what I see. Do you think there's a spot for someone in the game that throws 80 but with nasty off speed? No, not 80. Got to at least be like 88, 89 like Ranger Suarez. I don't think you can if 80 is your max, I don't think you can compete in the MLB right now. For young players trying to get signed or drafted, what are good benchmarks for them to be in terms of velo? They're just the numbers are going up and the shapes are getting more extreme. So I can't give you any definitive answer on that. But in order to get drafted, you have to, as a pitcher, you have to show nastiness. That's just facts. Your pop umpired many of my games. I hope you liked him. He tries to do a good job. He's a good dude. All right, slider down, swing and miss by Walker. This slider has just been killing these guys today. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, maybe a changeup. I don't know, but this slider is unreal. Slider's unreal. What if they were a reliever and not a starter? Well, then you'll get definitely no chance to throw 80. I mean, unless you're throwing underhand like Tyler Rogers. That's the only way you're going to go with low 80s. You're just never going to give you a chance. You won't even get signed. So, yeah, maybe knuckleball, but knuckleball could survive. But knuckleball is so hard to do. So hard to do. Fastball up, doors. I mean, this is just a dominating outing, and he finishes it with 97 at the top of the zone. Yeah, I mean, look, Klassen, I think he might end up in the bullpen, or he might become more well-rounded and be able to sustain it as a starter. But there's no way he's going to be able to sustain it with his current walk rate. And I'm going to go right now and look at his minor league walk rate. But 17.8% walk rate in the big leagues is not sustainable. This is the best outing we saw. The fastball and the slider are dynamic. Let me go look at George Klassen as I'm sure he's a top prospect for the Angels, right? Yeah, he's the number 12 prospect for the Angels. What were his walk rates this year? In Salt Lake City, 46 walks in 91 innings. That's not going to cut it. 1.42 whip. This is my biggest concern with him. Previous year was a little better. 47 and 108 innings, 46 and 93 innings, but it seems like it's gotten worse as he's going up the ladder. Plenty of strikeouts, plenty of nastiness. Well, not really even plenty of strikeouts in AAA, although it's PCL. But yeah, the command worries me a little bit, but I do like his pitch package with the fastball and the slider. There's no doubt about that. All right, we have come to the end. We've come to the end. So I'll get in the chat for a minute, and then I'll do probables, and then I'm going to go eat some lunch and hit some golf balls and wait for my son to get home. All right, who's winning the World Series? Don't know yet, and that's a good thing. What's the best stat for pitchers? Probably whip or first pitch strike, something like that. When's the next side quest coming out? The first three were sick. Well, I got to get on the next side quest. I was going to go to Field of Dreams game. That would have been one. Couldn't make it to that. I was going to go to Little League Classic. I can't go to that because I have work on Yes, so that's not going to be one. But I do have a double. I have a day coming up where I have a game in Philly, and then I go to San Francisco for another game. So maybe that will be a shorter one. But I'm gonna try to crank them out. Me and Carl, I don't know if he's on the stream today right now, but me and Carl have been thinking about doing some scouting around the area and making those into some vlogs, hitting some food spots and stuff like that. So there'll be plenty of side quests coming out. I just gotta, get out of my house basically. And I've been kind of stuck in the house right now. So anyway, appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. Let's do probables for today. This game's already underway, 0-0. Jackson Jobe, Paul Skeens. This is a great matchup. I look forward to breaking this one down tomorrow on the stream. Padres Mets also starting in a couple minutes. Michael King, Robert Stock, two friends of mine. See what happens there. Braves Twins, Smith Shawver and Taj Bradley. White Sox Cubs, Newcomb Clay Holmes. A lot of good day game stuff today. Diamondbacks Red Sox, Brandon Pfaadt, who's on a 33-inning scoreless streak, versus Peyton Tolley, who's on his own burner. So two hot pitchers going at it in Fenway. Marlins, Phillies, Sandy and Nola, who's also hot. Yankees, O's, Warren and Bassett. Interesting matchup there. Giants, Cardinals, Tugboat. Major League debut for the Giants. Tugboat Wilkinson. And he's getting the Guardians and Parker Messick. Actually kind of similar builds. Shorter, squatty, larger, if I say, lefties who are really good. Cardinals, Reds, Liberatore and Burns. I expect Burns to light them on fire. We'll see. Jays, Rays. Jays continuing their march, late season march here, and they got a tough matchup today, though. Scherzer and Rasmussen from the Trop. A's, Royals, double TBAs. Mariners, Brewers. Brewers are really sticking the knife in the Mariners, but they do have Logan Gilbert going tonight for the Mariners, and they got Dustin May going for the Brewers. We might break that one down tomorrow. Nationals, Rangers, sneaky good Cavalli and Kumar. Angels, Astros, Walbert Urania, who's been excellent, and Ethan Pecco. And then our final game of the night, Dodgers, Rockies from Coors. Roki Sasaki, who just got flown in, I believe, this morning or last night to avoid the altitude. We'll see how he looks today. This is his second start at Coors. And then the man who's throwing more innings at Coors than anybody else. And for the Rockies, Kyle Freeland. So that's it for the stream today. We did make it to 2 hours and 55 minutes. Appreciate you guys a lot, and we'll do this again tomorrow. Another great day on the stream. Appreciate all the likes and subscribes, and I will catch you guys on tomorrow's stream. Thank you so much for everybody. This has been a fun one, and we'll be back tomorrow. All right, have a good one. Thanks a lot, guys. Adios. Have a great day.